like you.
You're scared. And you should be.
This is not your company anymore.
Leave the cheek of CM Punk.
Out. Combo move. This is what they've been doing. Hey, McAfee.
Everyone shut the up and sit down!
We got a mom in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick.
I'm Mina Shirakawa. I used to be a model. I want to put on a big show.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome once again to the Saturday Shenanigans, hosted by yours truly, the Renegade JJ Williams. Hi guys. Hi guys. CM Punk drama bullshit to the side. I still consider Hangman the worst AEW champion they've had. First of all, we're going to bring in Walter Cruz.
I said that as a joke when what's his name did his promo Monday. He said, "I'm from a prestige university." I said he majored in Steiner, man.
We've got the Heb man, James Hebert, in the house.
I do really cool and dumb things. Bring the intense.
Right. A lot of shit going on here. A lot of fucking crazy ass shit.
Where is Noah JD? Well, say his name and he appears, because we believe in Noah Foster.
Fuck is this intro? It is one of those things where, as fans, we do have these desires and what we want to see, but sometimes you can't always get what you want, and there are reasons you truly don't get what you want. I wouldn't even listen to this in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What the fuck is this shit? God, rapid whack. Like I said, never been a greater time to be a wrestling fan, and with more companies in a more lucrative spot, in a more comfortable business spot, in a sense of mind, it seems, than ever. Again, WWE is not the only one. It is not the end-all, be-all. So let's go back to the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams to get the official word. JJ, speak!
Make sure you tune in every week, because you never know who's going to drop in to join the shenanigans. Catboy is in the house.
Hello, my internet family. I say if you want to make them as evil as possible, make them really mad.
We have Mansfield joining the party now. What is going on, Josh?
Like I told no one when we were in Cleveland, him joining JC was just an unfortunate side effect of my shenanigans towards you, JJ. I know how it can get better, Noah. The panel chooses you.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
You said that so like.
They got some of the intro back.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Just like how you and I had lunch together the other week.
That was different.
Ladies and gentlemen, the King is here. Say his name and he appears. We believe in King A-Train. There are so many believers in Joe Hendry. The only person on this panel that doesn't believe in Joe Hendry is King A-Train. Tell the world why you do not believe in Joe Hendry.
The reason I do not believe Joe Hendry is he is Fandango 2.0 in a entrance merchant. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Hey! There's nothing wrong with being an entrance merchant. He has some of the best entrances of all time.
Teleporting into the command center, all the way from Angel Grove High, Datilla.
Oh, yeah. I went to the command center on Thursday. I went to Vasquez Rocks, which is where they filmed a lot of episodes. Somebody actually climbed to the very top of those rocks. I made it halfway. I was like, I'm not going up there. Definitely Toni Storm versus Mariah May. That's the one match I probably am looking forward to the most. I really like the story. I'm familiar with All About Eve, so if it plays out that way, I kind of know how this is gonna go.
Say goodnight, Datilla.
Good night.
James, you did say his name. So he shall appear, ladies and gentlemen. first time on the Shenanigans. Jeff Meacham is in the motherfucking house.
Ah! All right, we're coming in hard with the botch. All right, fucking hell. It's good to be back. It's good to have an opportunity to talk to the crowd on a Saturday.
If you want to have yourself stomach through it, you can go back and watch when the Main Event Mafia took over Impact. That's what James is talking about.
So if everybody just joined us, we're talking about people sedating people, attempted murder, boys, and tips. Welcome to Saturday Shenanigans, everybody. Aren't you glad I'm back?
Welcome back, Jeff.
Cool.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again to the moderated conversation of Wrestling Madness on a weekly, weekend basis. That is the Saturday Shenanigans. I am, of course, once again, your impromptu host for the evening, the simple man, Noah Foster, and it's sure to be another rousing night of wild roundtable conversation. Hello, everybody. Welcome back here once again to the Shenanigans. As you know, I am never alone, so let's go ahead and bring in who we have so far as who else is on the panel. First and foremost, he does really cool and dummies on the internet. He's been my partner amongst many wrestling calls as a color analyst that has definitely proven more times than over he's 95% freaking idiot, and we still love him for it. There's only one of him in this world as far as I know, the Heat Man, James Hebert. Hello, James. Welcome back once again to the Shenanigans. How's your week been, my friend? How are you feeling?
It's been. I'll tell you, I've been having a good week, just kind of relaxing towards the later half of that. I have detoxed the fuck off the internet for obvious reasons. But my break has decided to be over, and there was even more news that broke when I was gone. And oh boy, folks, we'll be talking about it. I can't wait.
Well, we're going to give them something to talk about. And to your point, this is, of course, a thumbnail to highlight most of the stuff that we'll be talking about, and then some. That's one of the most horrifying thumbnails I've ever seen in my freaking life. My nightmare is coming through life as I know it. But it's good to see you, James. Appreciate you as always. Good to see Colin and also Safed as well as the riggers in the chat. Again, folks, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, super chat or PayPal the passions. It truly is as simple as that. As we got a prime menu of conversation topics here tonight, and I'm sure they will be Statboy approved. Speaking of which, he'll be with us with an announcement later. But in the meantime, still going to bring him in because I appreciate him when he brings in the statistics and the solid rants. Statboy Mike in the house once again on the Shenanigans. Statboy Mike, how are you this fine evening?
Hey, what's up, my internet family? Hey, no, my brother, I can stick around a little bit, you know. I'm not just going to make my announcement and bounce. I've got a little bit of time, and believe me, with what I saw on that thumbnail, Statboy's got a rant locked and loaded and ready to go, if you know what I'm talking about here. I used to rant before I was a Statboy, so I know what I'm about to say. And let me talk to you. Yeah, I know what I want to say about this. Let me rant first. The announcement comes later.
Oh, boy. Okay, so before he rants on what I think he's about to rant about, because I'm probably going to rant about the same thing. I think this is one thing where Statboy and I are going to be on the same wavelength. Allow me to add some images to the present files so that way we have the full information in front of us, good sire. That will be for later. It's good to know that we might be on the same wavelength for that shit, so... Maybe we'll be on different ones, but I think I know why he might be ranting. I could be wrong, but fair enough.
Fair enough. And again, as always, rants are welcome here when they are justified. So I am definitely not going to hold any of that against you all, as I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about in our main event. But of course, we still have more before that. Speaking of more, there's always more fools, more conversation, more pallets here on the Shenanigans. Joining us once again, one of the newest members of the Super Lotto Studios family, and one of the newest people to join us in our commentary roles as of late, when it comes to content, whether it's GCW, Wrestling Evolver, or then some. Nick Ferrantes, one half of the Canadian Connection, is joining us once again on the Shenanigans, of course, the founder of his Burger King order. Nick, what's on order for tonight, and how are you this evening? Good to see you.
I want to stab my eye with this fork.
Why? What happened?
Oh.
Was it bad?
Okay.
What happened?
Interesting sub tangent.
What happened, Nick?
I think it's better that we don't know. If we're honestly being honest here. So,
I will suffice to say it like this. I never knew a fictional trophy was more important than a world title.
Oh no.
I mean, WWE's done that too at Best in the World, being honest here, but that's a different era and a different discussion for another day. But okay. But fair enough. And shout out in advance to my Ohio brother, whose birthday literally happens at midnight. Whether or not anyone sings that, non-copyright.
Sorry.
Happy birthday
I'm
to you.
Just for this little beginning, I'm just going to be in and out, so don't mind me.
That's fair.
I shall be right back.
Okay, appreciate it, brother. You're always reliable when it comes to what you bring to the conversation. And speaking of reliable,
and Stat Boy Mike, good to see you, buddy.
Thank you,
Always
my
a
brother.
pleasure.
Welcome aboard.
there we go. Always appreciate that. Again, we're a subtle family of fools. Clowns left me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. And the most reliable of them is the man that you should subscribe to in every way or say you could say that word. And of course, I am referring to our UFC expert, Mr. Mario Party. It's him. What the clues? Walter, welcome back to the Shenanigans once again. And he's already on his Switch, so I can tell this is going to be an interesting night of conversation. Walter, how are you feeling? How are you? And what are you playing?
Jamboree, never subject me to that bullshit I just watched for 4.5 hours. Fuck, I just watched ever again.
Oh no! Your mic. By the way, your headset is not selected as your microphone, but you're good. Oh boy,
What?
This sounds like it's going to be a rousing show. Then that was bad too.
My question is that the Switch or the Switch 2?
This is the Switch. My son has the Switch 2 in his room.
Can't believe y'all. Well, I'm sure people are going to have a lot of conversation when it comes to a financial outlook in our main event. More stuff to come. Hashtag ranting incoming. All right. With that being said, there are 5 of us right now here on the panel. So I figure without further ado, unless somebody else joins us in later, wouldn't surprise me too. Let's go ahead and get right into what's ahead tonight. Again, you all saw that horrifying thumbnail. This is not coming to a theater near you. This is the Shenanigans portfolio, schedule, and conversation outlook ahead tonight. And of course, we acknowledge all of you to dictate the conversation later on, if not right now, with super chats too. You, of course, will find links to the super chats as well throughout, of course, I believe the description, and I will run them on the banner during our commercials and also at the end shows.
Or PayPal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
And again,
exactly.
don't worry. I'm sure the Dominguez will find some way to get the conversation going, unfortunately. And Charles, good to see you. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. First thing we're going to do, let's see if Walter and Nick can absolve themselves of their nightmares by recalling them. This is going to be their therapy session more than a review and a recap. But guess what, Nick and Walter? You're up first. Of course, tonight you covered the Juryland Invitational, both parts, I believe. Talents that were recognized, including but not limited to Killer Kelly, along with many other recognized names on the Wrestling Revolver stage. I'm guessing this was like an honor show of some sort for Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn, of course, a long, well-respected veteran of the business. So go ahead and tell us, simply put, how was it? And then we'll see if anyone else actually watched it or have something to say towards it. Floor is yours.
All right. If anyone watched it, please bleach your eyes because what the fuck? It was some dumb shit. Okay, the first one.
I just want to point out, folks, that he is like one of the most positive fucking people on this platform. So if he's saying like it's bad, I tend to believe him. Please explain, good sir.
He rivals Dory Lou in positivity.
This is true.
And shout out to Dory Lou. Go ahead, Walter.
It was just bad. Like too many, like waiting around for spots and like you could see it, the spot calling, and it was just really bad indie show. The opening round was the what was it? Alan Angels, Brick Savage, who's a fucking beast. Like, he's a beast. Brick Savage is like Jacob Fatu mixed with Bronson Reed all in one person. He's a huge human being that's like 347 pounds, and his agility. This dude was doing jumping moonsaults, somersaults, tope sieta. Like, you got to see how huge this man is to be doing those kind of moves.
Okay.
He impressed me, and he beat. He lost though. Alan Angels beat Brick Savage. It was a multi-man facade. Jeffrey John, who's like what's the Russian word for grandma? What? Babitska? What the hell is
Babushka.
it? Babushka. He's little Babushka, which finally explains why the hell he wears that stupid ass scarf over his head. Because I never knew why he did that, but they call him little Babushka. That's why he wears it, apparently.
But he's a guy, though. Wait.
Don't ask me, dude.
Wait. Jeffries Johns is a guy. Why?
I know.
Babushka?
And that's why he wears that scarf to look feminine. But he can go.
Okay. Sure.
It was against Junie Underwood and Crash. Crash is another big man, about 330. Like a Otis, but a little taller.
He's my favorite hardcore champion. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so that Alan Angels won that clusterfuck. And then it was Killer Kelly versus Katie Arquette, who's I said based on my last name, she's got to be related to David Arquette, and the announcer said she was. Okay, Killer Kelly is the former, like, used to be with Masha Samovich and was like this killing bitch. They literally just was all right. Take what I would never say for, things I would never say for 100, Alex, but this match was over sexualized. It was just too much. Like,
really?
It was just biting in the ass and slapping that. It was just too much. It was more about that instead of wrestling. Killer Kelly's a motherfucking beast that can stand with Masha. She should have been beating this girl's ass. It should have been no competition. Instead, they were trying to bite each other's ass, doing all these sexual hip attack moves. It took me out of it. This is where it went really downhill. And you guys know how I am with the women and how I joke and stuff, but it was too much sexuality with this. It was like fucking weird. I don't know. Killer Kelly should not be involved in that kind of shit.
Dude, this is Walter we're talking about. Like, I've never thought. Yeah. What was the thing you said? Take things I never say for 100, Alex, is the fucking apropos thing to say here. Wow.
Oh, continue. Good grief.
Jesus Christ.
Then you had Jerry Lynn Invitational, the 4-way match. Rich Swann, Jake Chris, BDE, Brent Oakley. Brent Oakley is like some kind of frat guy. There's too much of this shit going on between Chase U and the people in ROH. There's too many of these frat characters. I don't know what's going on with this gimmick, but it's starting to get overused now.
Hey, don't forget what is it? Vanity Project too.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
a lot of frat gimmicks right now.
Yeah, Ring of Honor, of course, has the frat.
Yeah, that's what I meant in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and don't forget the Premier Athletes too.
Yep.
You suck. Continue.
But I mean, that was a good match, but to be honest, this ring was too small to have this many people in it, and so it kind of like took me out of it. But they were doing their big moves.
Was it a 10 by 10 or like 15 by 15 or
maybe 15 by 15? It was small, and the space between the barricade where the audience are and the little gap in the apron was really tight. Like the matches they did, everybody almost broke their neck jumping off of the rope. Out of the ring, like
that's a safety hazard.
Jake Chris did a crazy move where he did a senton off the top rope, cleared the barricade over the audience into the wrestler. Like it was like freaking crazy what he did.
Yeah, that sounds about Jake Chris style though. Like he don't give a shit. He's
from Ohio.
He's a Darby. He's a Darby Allin in that he'll throw his body and throw caution to the wind. He does not give a shit.
He's from Dayton. Of course, they were in Dayton, so he brought his daughter out. So that was a cool moment, and they got like confetti. And Rich Swann won that with his 450, which I don't know why he's doing it off the middle rope. He didn't do it off the top rope at all. It's like really weird that he wasn't doing it. But then you had another. Now it went down to a triple threat match. So it went from 4 to 3 to from 5 to 4 to 3 to get to the finals. I guess it was Ninja Mac, Gringo Loco, Dante Leon. This was an okay match. Ninja Mac was doing some good offensive move, but again, just crazy shit happening. The ring was too tight for everything that was happening. Gringo was doing his typical twisting moonsault shit, and Ninja Mac moved on. Then you had Zachary Wentz against his own wife or fiance or whatever, Priscilla Kelly. Best match of the night. That was a match.
I'm not surprised considering that they're actually together. So
it was that with the chemistry, and I just think because they're actually used to being in front of a TV audience and know how the TV cameras work and things like that. So it's like their match was the best match. Zachary Wentz defeated Priscilla Kelly and then, picked her up. Then you had a Dayton, not just any old street fight, but a Dayton street fight. Cruel, who was like this 7 foot tall, like Kruger from ML, that big ass dude with the mask. That's who he is. He fought Big Dick Myers. It took me out because it wasn't believable. Dick Myers had no chance. He's just this small guy that was just jumping and
bro, these.
So there's these thin doors that GCW use, right?
I'm finished. Yeah. Continue.
You know how they use the little thin white doors in GCW?
Yeah.
Cherry Lynn was using these big, thick ass wood doors that look like they just took it off random places, and you can see where the doorknob used to be. That they just took the screws out and the hinges and everything. It was horrible. They threw each other through the door like 17 times before one actually broke. Like it looked like it was a real door.
You got an I am the Dormo. That actually sounds like it was the most.
And then there was like all kind of splinters and shit coming off it, and
that's fucked up, man. That's a bad day at the office.
And the female manager was like taking the splinters and using it as a toothpick. It was just weird.
Okay.
What's her name from TNA? The back coordination. The one that just threatened. The one that just threatened Tess and said, "You touch me again, I'm gonna fucking kill you." Come on, Noah.
Gia Miller. She
was like the manager for Cruel and for his whole group this whole night, and I didn't mind looking at her all night. That was the only good spot of that. So then that ended part 1. So then we came into part 2.
So before you get into part 2, there's one thing I have to rant about because this is not the only indie show that has done this with Cruel. I am so sick of indie shows booking Cruel to fucking lose.
No, he won.
Doing that. Stop
he didn't
doing
lose.
that. All right, he won.
Didn't lose. He looked like a fucking monster, like he's supposed to look.
Good. Okay. Because as long as he didn't lose, because so many indies have booked this motherfucker to lose, and this dude should not lose. Why do you have a bra?
What?
Why do you have a bra?
What are you talking about?
Why do you have a bra on?
I just went over night 1. Oh, how horrible! We were just talking about the hardcore match, the street fight.
So that was night 1. Before you go into night 2, Nick, highlight your thoughts from night 1 briefly, if you could, before we get up to the night 2.
I got it.
Well, night 1 was. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Can you stop worrying about my appearance, okay? You're making me nervous. God.
Okay, just go.
It looks good on you, though.
I ain't gonna lie, he's kind of rocking it. He's kind of rocking it a little bit.
Night 1.
And there goes the viewer count.
Is it really dropping on now?
I told you guys I had a surprise for you for Shenanigans. I didn't lie. We're just
Fair enough.
You gotta hold the muffins in place. Okay. Night 1. I would say the first 5 minutes was great. And then I had to watch Killer Kelly versus David Arquette's David Arquette's brothers, sisters, uncles, sisters, next door neighbor's cousin. Oh my God.
You left out twice removed.
She could be fucking 3 times removed for all I care. Jesus Christ. I don't know what the fuck I saw. I wanted to stab my eye.
Yeah, we heard that before.
It was beyond comprehension of what I watched. Killer Kelly, she wasn't the same Killer Kelly. She wasn't killer at all. She looked like Pussy Kelly.
As in, like bite. Yeah, we heard there was a lot of sexual stuff, right?
There's just so much sexual shit. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Like biting of the ass.
Yeah.
I know Killer Kelly as an absolute killer, hence her name. She was anything but killer. After that, the fucking show just took a nosedive. It just absolutely
we heard
nosedive.
Oh, we heard. Continue.
And then we had a 3-way with Gringo Loco and 2 other people that I just what is it? Dion Lane, Clark Kent,
Leon
Slater from
Leon,
Saved by the
Leon.
Yeah, Day Leon Slater from Saved by the Bell, and Ninja Mac Daddy.
Oh, okay.
James, if I tell you I didn't fucking care, dude, it would have been an understatement. I would have watched fucking dickhead bleeding from his asshole.
Leon.
Abdullah Kashir.
I would have seen that guy bleed more from his asshole than watch that match. Holy shit,
was that
dude.
bad? Wow.
Oh my God. I was just it was just crazy. It was absolutely like it took a fucking nosedive. Yeah. What main event in night 1 or part 1, Walter? I don't
the Dayton street fight.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, so the door incident, right?
I am the door, apparently.
I hope to God that door stays closed for a very long time. But it didn't have any hinges or handles, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Noah, and you know what? This is a testament to Noah. Noah could have called this show better than these fucking losers. Oh my God. No explanation from the commentary team. We didn't know half the time. We didn't know who was in the match, who was legal. It was just a big clusterfuck. Hey, they all laughed at my boobs. Wife's like, I got you. The only thing highlighting on phase 1 was the Priscilla Kelly and her husband.
Zachary was the only.
Yeah, that was the only match that hit for me on that night. And I think me and Walter touched on this. They showed more urgency in that match than anybody else on that card. If I'm seeing Gringo Loco and Ninja Mac in a match, I would hope to God I'd see some more excitement. And
especially with those two.
You would think they were.
Do you think it's the ring? Because he mentioned that he thinks it could have been the fucking size of the ring being too small.
Yes.
How small was this fucking ring?
The ring was so small you can put an actual door on the apron and it would stretch out to the guardrail and it'd be there secured. So 3 of the sides were like that. When you're watching the hard cam side of it, it was bigger. So if they ever did a dive, it was towards you while you were watching. I know it's a stupid. I'm not explaining.
I forgot to mention the stupid ass spotlight too.
Hold on. I liked a clip of this match. of the Priscilla Kelly match with Zachary Wentz. I gotta see this now. That sounds insane.
The only reason why I'm saying the Priscilla Kelly match and Zachary Wentz match was the best one out of all of them was just because I feel like they had that TV experience. So you saw that urgency with them where they were like, okay, we're going to go. Let's go. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. The other match is just they were in the Gringo Loco match, the three-way match. There was a spot in the beginning of the match. It didn't even start. And they're literally all pointing to the corner. Hey, you go up there and cheer to the crowd. Hey, you go to that corner, cheer to the crowd. It was bad. Yeah, but and like I said, the commentary team, I could listen to Noah just for hours, and it'd be so much better than what the fuck we heard.
Oh my God!
Didn't he echo everything I said?
Dude, this ring is what the fuck?
It had to be 15 by 15.
So if you look at this ring and see how small it is, imagine the clusterfuck in that ring with a 7 foot. Oh, he must be like 7 foot tall competitor.
I hate
and
to
a
break
small.
it to you.
Hold on.
Yeah,
and a smaller competitor because the main event was a street fight. The street fight. So imagine a bunch of doors and shit and chairs in a ring with these two big guys in the ring.
Yeah. Dude, by the way, this thing is so damn small. Like,
You're right.
Extremely.
Oh, shit. Sorry, guys.
This isn't 15 by 15. This is 12 by 12. This is the TNA ring that they used when Hogan wanted to switch to the squared ring. This is how small that ring is.
But part one was absolute fucking trash.
So that being said,
I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead, Stat Boy. Because
the way you're making this sound so bad, I mean, I'm glad I missed it, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I used to love Jerry Lynn, especially that one match with Steve Corino where he wrote "die" on his body because that's how freaky he was. And the way you're making it sound with the ladies, you're making it sound like Game of Thrones is an episode of Playboy. I mean, my God, man.
Yeah, this sounds like horrid.
If you like, again, guys, we have to take what I kind of say with that little grain of salt as well, because I'm not an indie guy. I don't watch indie wrestling. I only started watching indie wrestling because of you guys, right? Being on the Shenanigans and doing commentary. So I don't have that longer experience than you guys have.
Right.
But I mean, like it did not hit for me at all. It didn't.
Put it like the best thing of the night was that Rich Swann All Night Long song was his theme. That was like
that was the highlight.
And I heard that thing 3 fucking times.
I mean,
oh boy.
Hey, Nick, can you handle this? Speaking of which, I'm not sure how, of course, the original host handles this more often than not, but I guess I'm taking the reins for now. But that being said, please welcome a man that also knows independent wrestling, and whether or not he highlights and rants about it, kind of like you are so far with Invitational Part 1, the Renegade Wrestling JJ Williams has finally joined the Shenanigans once again. JJ, good to see you. And he's already got his Lionel Richie mood in place, so I can tell this might go all night long. But JJ, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm going to have to stay muted because the music is very loud here and don't want to get copyright pinged. But yeah, I'm happy to be here earlier than I thought.
That's always good to have you, JJ, and as always happy to help a friend. That being said, so that was part 1. Let's go ahead now and move into part 2 of the review for the Jerry Invitational. Walter, go ahead, and then Nick can tag team off with you once you're done.
I wouldn't say that right now wearing this. Hey, buddy.
Hey, you hit Canadian A too.
Hey.
Part 2 started like a banger. Way better. First couple of matches. What the hell was the opener? The semi-mid event was it Zachary Wentz and
No, it was Gringo Loco. No, Ninja Mac. Ninja Mac and Swan.
Yeah, Ninja Mac and Rich Swann.
Oh yeah.
Now they had a sense of urgency. Now they wanted something to win. They went at it. Banger. Hell of a start. Rich Swann, of course, won, advanced to the finals. what was Nick? I forget the order of match too, because there were so many matches that weren't advertised that kept fucking happening.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
look it
bring
up.
some.
Jerry Lynn Invitational, right?
Yeah, I can't think of what the hell came next.
Yeah, that was another thing. There was a lot of matches that weren't announced. It was a little bit like, fuck, this thing come from?
Yeah, all right, gotcha.
I figured that was going to happen for part 2 because we only knew the 2 semis and the finals, and they announced 2 other matches, a tag title and a Myron Reed Invitational, making 5 matches. So I figured they were going to buffer and throw at least 1 or 2 more in there. But I can only do what I can do with the graphics that are released. And thankfully, on my lunch break, I was able to grab the graphics for the semifinals matches.
Yeah. Was it the last man standing match that was next? Ace Austin and Damian Chambers?
No, that was in the middle.
All right.
I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
We're good. We're good.
Let me see.
So we
I
started
got the
with
matches here. I just don't remember the order. It was Havoc and Priscilla Kelly, not advertised. Team Crash, Team Junie.
Allen Angels versus Zachary Wentz was next.
Okay, that was a good match.
Yep.
That was the banger. Set the course, and then the third match is where it started going downhill. That was the street fight. That was Ace Austin.
No. No.
What was it?
The third match was the
tag team gauntlet.
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, hold on, Walter. I see JJ has his hand up real quick. JJ, you got something to say real quick?
Granted, I didn't watch the show, but I just wanted to touch on the fact that Allen Angels has impressed me greatly since leaving AEW and getting out of the Dark Order. All the stuff I saw of him during his brief TNA run and the stuff I've seen him do on the Indies and Prestige and whatever, Allen Angels has impressed me. I'm glad he's been able to break through the vortex that was the Dark Order.
Oh,
With
no,
that-
he was the shit tonight. He did
Yeah.
well.
But I feel like
so-
with that being said, though, sorry, Walter, before you continue. But with that being said, JJ, he's just gone back into another group that is that dark, spooky kind of group. So I mean,
maybe in this company, but in
Yeah.
Prestige, he was the Prestige champion before losing it to Judas Icarus in the cage match. So, you know, the fact that Judas Icarus is now a world champion somewhere. And again, Noah, how much have I been toting, you know, the Northern
Say.
Armory?
The Northern Armory, yeah. Continue.
So, anyways, so the first team out was the Latino Most Wanted, Coda Hernandez and Sabin Gage.
Okay, I like those guys. They're actually pretty good. Unless
Dude, they give
didn't have
YDM.
them.
They give YDMP a run for their money. These
Okay,
two
so they're good. Yeah.
ran through the entire gauntlet. They were so good. They fought Facade and Dante Leon, who randomly teamed up, but actually looked fit. They looked like they should have been a tag team. So they ran through him. They got worn out. What were the other teams, Nick?
so they started the gauntlet. It was them and Tie or Die. So I even said it in the as we were watching those were the 2 first matches. I even said, I'm like, these 2 teams, Tie or Die and Latinos Most Wanted, I would put them in the same category as YDMP. That's how good they were.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, like those 2 teams, the Latinos, they really impressed. They really came out, show up.
Yeah, Tie or Die were
That's
freaking
some high
awesome.
praise. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So
Yeah.
we now know a match we need to book to see who the best tag team is this year. Main event, Tie or Die, Latinos Most Wanted, YDNP, and Backseat Boys. Book it.
Noah would have liked Tie or Die the same, like he likes what are the AEW tag team? The old
Outrunners.
School? Yeah, the Outrunners. The way he's a fan of the Outrunners, you would like Tie or Die. They were impressive. Then it was that Facade and Dante Leon. That was a good match.
Look,
Then it
I
was-
like the Outrunners, but I can't buy their new shirt. It looks too much like a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. What was the
Marlboro
next
Lights.
team, Nick? It was random 2 people.
No, I want to say it was. Hold on, I'm kind of just as we're talking, I'm kind of just skimming forward.
It's got to be on Cage Match.
It wasn't Dead Knot. It wasn't Dead Knot in Cruel,
No,
was it?
no, and
It was
this
last
that's
team.
we'll talk on that when we get to that part. No, you know what? I think it was the two. I think it was Leon and Facade next.
Yeah, I talked about them. They were
Yes.
impressive. Good move, but again, Latino beat them.
Then it was after that it was Timu Frat House.
Oh yeah, Oakley. What the hell is his name? Charles.
Oakley.
Yeah, his last name was Oakley. He was the frat boy gimmick from the night 1, or
Yeah.
part 1, I should say. And then one of his partners was injured, so they had a replacement. Latinos kind of ran through them. It wasn't that much of a match, but it seemed like he was wrestling with his hamstring hurt. Like if you watched him, he kept holding his hamstring. And kudos to him. I don't know if he was selling. He fooled the shit out of me if he was selling. But it seemed like he was legit hurt and somehow mustered through it. And the fact that he was taking the moves that he was taking with that injury, kudos to him. So
Alpha Sig was their name.
Yeah, Alpha Sig. Then it
and
was Cruel and Dead Knot.
Yes.
And they're the tag team champions. So why the actual defending champions get to come out last? I guess championship advantage. I would rather them had ran the gauntlet and Latino fought them last because it would have been more believable if they won. Instead, they got the shit beat out of them, obviously, because they fought 3 other teams.
Yeah, that's
like one guy. Dead Knot is like 6'10" or something. Cruel's like 7'1". Like these two were like these little. Hernandez was a little bit bigger than Chris, or Sabin, but they had no chance in hell. These two beat the shit out of them. It was like, yeah, they're the tag team champions for a reason. I don't know who the hell plans on beating them or who they had. Like this was so. Then they started pulling out the doors. And I gotta give Cruel credit. They went for a double Spanish fly on Cruel. So both these guys did. Cruel is like 7 feet. For him to have to do, break a kayfabe the wrestling, he has to do a front flip to take the Spanish fly. The way this dude actually took the move to be his size, I was like, holy shit. I had to give him an applause that he took that move. But then he just sat up like Kane right after. It was like,
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I love it.
Not surprised.
Let's go, baby.
No, this made me. I'll be honest with you guys. This pissed me the fuck off because I'm like, listen, how do you? These kids ran the gauntlet, and I get champions advantage. I get all that. But if you know your tag team champions are 7'5" monsters, why are they coming out last to beat a team that's been in there and that's ran the gauntlet? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It
would only made sense if they lost because your baby faces ran the gauntlets and somehow still pulled out at the end. But the fact that they just got their asses handed to them, it didn't make sense.
Now I don't know. Maybe Noah, you can either Noah or JJ or any of you guys can answer this. I asked Walter this on stream, and we didn't know, or I don't think we got the right answer or a answer. Is Gia Miller still with TNA? Yep. I know that. So she's still contracted to TNA.
Yes.
So how does that work? Because the Macabre are MLW. They're MLW team. So wouldn't that be a little bit of a conflict of interest because she's a TNA star and they're MLW superstars?
Technically, no, because she's not an in-ring competitor. She's just a broadcaster, and we've seen plenty of interpromotional people in and out of the ring work with these other companies. And JJ will probably echo my similar sentiments. As I've also seen Gia Miller at independent wrestling shows right here in the Bi-State area, the same show run by Rhino here, Insane Wrestling Revolution, where she also manages and also competes. Yes, JJ, go ahead.
I think another part of it is the fact that MLW, Revolver, none of them have television deals.
Okay.
MLW is their shows are free on YouTube. You know, so it's not like you have to pay a cable provider or a streaming service to watch them. Revolver, same thing. You know, yes, they stream on Triller, but as long as you have the Triller Plus extension that gives you Revolver, Hog, you know, GCW, et cetera, you're not paying specifically just for Wrestling Revolver.
Okay.
I think it's kind of the same mentality that AEW has, where because TNA realistically works 2-3 days a month, the rest of the talent can go and subcontract it independent beds to make more money and get some reps in. And Mean Gia Miller, to Noah's point, just being a backstage commentator, announcer person, who the F cares where she goes and what she does?
Okay.
You know, was she basically just the manager for this team?
She seems like they're saying it's her group. She's the leader. She's like
Don Callis. It's the Gia Miller family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She managed
and
several
Don
people.
Callis, you know, so let's use Callis as an example. He's a manager. Usually will maybe do commentary for one of his Charges matches, but it doesn't compete. So Callis also does work for Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Scott D'Amore's company. You know, so
but it's not like
it's
but it's not like
just like that because, like I said, there's no television deal. If it was an exclusive deal, like the way WWE has USA and Netflix and Peacock and soon to be ESPN, might be a little bit more, you know, locked down. Plus WWE's doing 5 shows a week.
Okay. Yeah, it just seemed weird to me just because last time Gia Miller just came back to TNA television and pretty much said to Tessa, if you touch me again, I'll fucking kill you. So I was like, huh, interesting.
I didn't mind. We saw her like 6 times, and those cakes were caking. So I didn't mind seeing her with that outfit she was wearing.
Walter, be good. We don't want to send Noah away. He's our host.
It blew the tits off me. So
that's why you have a bra.
But then we got that last man standing match that wasn't announced. Ace Austin versus Damian Chambers. This went. See how pissed off. It's not that the match itself was bad. It was okay. Some of the spots were a little crazy. It just went too goddamn long. It went like 15 minutes long. Mind you, this isn't the main event, right? They took the turnbuckle off of each corner, broke the ring to hit each other with everything. I said, oh, here we go. Now we're going to get a fucking intermission. I knew it because they're going to have to rebuild the match. I was like, why are you rebuild the ring? I'm like, why are you breaking the ring in the middle of an event? I knew it. I was like, Nick, we're going to get an intermission. He was like, yeah, I can tell because they're breaking the ring. So the match just went on too long. Ace Austin finally wins. They had to do one spot 3 or 4 times because the goddamn door wouldn't break. Like I said, it seems like they used real doors. I was like, what the hell is going on? Those doors were thick. You could see where the hinges used to be, the doorknob. I was like, can y'all do a better job of that at least?
That's
But this is where it went downhill.
Wow.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
intermission happens. They show a Killer Cross when he debuted for Revolver Wrestling, some match that happened like 4 or 5 years ago before WWE against some no-name, I don't know who the hell it was. So we had to watch some back match that was years ago in the middle of this for intermission. Then you can hear them talking like in the background. 2 minutes, guys, get back to your seat to like the audience. So it was like a weird production thing.
Before we continue on that, I said it on the SummerSlam, the special SummerSlam review that we guys did. If you didn't see it, go watch it. I'm not wearing a bra in that. If you remember what I said at that, how do you have a feud, a blow-off feud, like a no DQ match, the steel cage match, and you don't have color? This is a last man standing match that the commentary team told us
that this is this big rivalry, big feud, because when Ace Austin came back to the Indies, he didn't have anybody, and the only person that he can turn to was his best friend, which is Chambers, and Chambers fucked him. So that's why this match is taking place. I didn't see one drop of blood anywhere.
Yep.
They're hitting each other in the head with a rock hard door.
Okay. Yeah, that's
and there's
okay.
Maybe
I know
they needed to call Matt Tremont.
Yeah. I'm kind of with you here.
it like there was no light tubes, but at one point I'm like, fuck, I hopefully somebody pulls out a light tube and hits somebody.
Yeah, he actually asked for a
I
light
heard
tube.
him say that during part 1. He's like, I'm actually waiting for some light tubes here, damn it.
I'm like, can I get a light tube spot somewhere?
That's pretty
The fact
bad.
that it was these two guys' first match against each other, and their first match of the last man standing made no sense. That's the last match you would do.
And I said it when in our Walter stream, me and him, I said, I don't want to hear any WWE, AEW shill come out and say, oh, every match doesn't need to have blood. You didn't need, fuck that shit. This match needed to have blood. When I'm hitting each other with fucking, with a door, like Noah's door, that's how thick it was. Like
No
it
way.
It looks like somebody took the fucking hinges and handle off of Noah's door and beat each other with it.
What did I say? He said the exact same thing I said. You guys can literally see where the hinges and door handles were.
Oh, that's bad.
Did somebody at least get splinters?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What's her name? Gia, the one we were just talking about from TNA. Usually picked the splinter up and literally started picking her tooth with it.
But they didn't do anything with it. It was bad.
Now, did
but
the
yes,
splinter raise 4 adolescent crime-fighting Ninja Turtles?
No.
I'd rather have watched that.
Got that
than the rest of this show.
Hey, at least one of them came out to go Ninja, go for their entrance theme.
Yes, one did come out to that.
Ninja Mask.
Yeah, Ninja Mac, man, not Ninja Mask.
Yeah, Mac.
Guys,
yeah, Return of the Mac.
Which ninja? The Hayabusa? The Ryu Hayabusa? Which ninja?
So this was hilarious. The whole stream, Walter kept
Abdullah
calling
Kobayashi.
Continue, Nick.
The whole stream, Walter was saying Ninja Mask instead of Ninja Mac.
Yeah, Ninja Mac. Buddy.
I heard him.
Ninja Mac.
Oh, and there's sometimes, before Walter continues, there's sometimes in the stream that I can see Walter talking and he's muted, and I thought he was talking to me, and I'm like,
oh no, okay.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, Walter, I can't hear you.
No, that's work. You're fine.
Anyways, continue, Walter.
Just know, if you're ever on call with Walter again, if that ever happens, Nick, just call the action. That's all.
And that's what I was trying to do. I'm like, anyway, here we go.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I wrote him a private message, but it took him a while to read it.
Yeah.
Anyways, Walter, continue. Yes, we got off of we got the intermission. We got the countdown of 2 minutes, and then comes I forgot.
The one of the eight, was it Austin and we came with that fucking unadvertised match. It was Havoc and Priscilla Kelly. Havoc came out of nowhere.
No, it wasn't. It was the 10. It was the 10-person tag team.
Yes, that bullshit. See, I even forgot.
Right then.
So they took all the people that most of the people that were involved in part 1, and random did a team crash versus team Junie, and just 5-on-5 it. So it was like everybody we saw earlier had to come back. It was the most throwaway bullshit. Like, we barely saw tags. We couldn't keep track of who was legal, what was happening. The referee, oh my god, that female referee was horrible, and the cameraman was horrible. Instead of them switching cameras, like when the guy was in the way, you would see him literally run with the camera, so it looked like a first person running away from a horror movie. And then you would see the referee get the most horrible referee bump ever.
Oh, yeah.
It was horrible. She was just in the way. Then she's got Nick Khan's, not Nick Khan, Nick Patrick's kind of count. You know that weird, that Nick Patrick counts and it's like slow as shit. I hate that, and she has that. And then
we had one guy. His name was Starboy.
Yep. Starman.
Starman. It's fucking
okay.
It was Mega Man's alter ego, Starman.
Here's the bullshit, guys. Starman has an old school Walkman tape recorder thing. So the gimmick is when you fuck with it, stuff happens. Somebody hit the slow motion button. All the wrestlers had to start moving and slow. It was the most cringe bullshit. Looked like a 5th grade project that somebody said you got to make a video and turn it in for a grade. And like, you know, when you first take a editing class or something, it was the most horrific. All right, James, it was more horrible than that fucking cinematic match we had to call in the fucking forest. It was worse than that. Remember that shit we had to call in the woods?
The Beastman match?
Yeah, it was worse than that.
The Beastman.
Like, guys, they legit at one point took the Walkman. It was a Walkman. They paused it, and the guy stood there.
Yeah,
Legit
they paused Starman and he had to stay still. It was the dumbest shit ever, dude.
It would have been better if it was one of those talk boys from Home Alone 2.
Yeah, it was horrible. And then now I think it was Priscilla Kelly again. Well, she answered Havoc's call because Havoc said nobody in the locker room can stand up to her. And then Priscilla Kelly comes out and she actually fucking beat Havoc, which is it shouldn't have happened, but good for her. I don't mind it. But the match was just horrible. Like, it started getting worse and worse.
Again, we saw Gia Miller.
Yes. That was the only highlight because Gia Miller brought Havoc out. And that was even weirdly sexual too, because she was like pretending she was gonna kiss her on the lip and saying like caressing her, like outlining her face. It was fucking weird, guys. It's weird to me. Like Noah would have said nope and left at that point. Like I'm telling you guys, it was that bad.
Yeah,
Noah would have went dark on us.
It was weird because what she was saying, what Gia was saying, was pretty much nobody. Okay. So one of her lines were, nobody alive can beat Jessica Havoc. So when you hear that line, what do you think? And think of wrestlers that are in or on the independents. Who would you think, if I said that line to you in a promo, which wrestler do you think would come out?
Don't know. I'll answer it once.
Oh, shit. I thought Abaddon was coming out.
That's a fair shout. I didn't even think about her.
Me neither.
Because Gia said nobody alive can beat me. So I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, that's Abaddon because she's living dead girl. So I mean, that makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it does actually.
And then we got.
But again, you're asking for sense in the wrestling world.
Well, yeah, there's that.
And then we got Priscilla. I can't say what I want to say because my wife's here. Hi, wife, love you. Oh no, wait, she has her. Priscilla Kelly has a nice ass. Other than that, there wasn't really much to look at. That match was all over the place. It was bad.
Yeah, it literally was horrible.
Yeah. Priscilla Kelly beat Jessica Havoc with a roll up.
After all that?
Okay, then.
She beat her with a roll up.
Yep, I'm glad I didn't see this.
So
match.
think of this. Okay, I'm gonna be James. I don't know what James is doing sign language.
Oh,
anyway.
hold on.
Oh,
Ready?
Okay.
I was about to say I didn't know I was muted. Ready? So if they were being fruity with each other, does that mean it was a fruit roll up? No. Hit the thing.
No.
Why didn't you hit the thing? It was a.
Damn it, James! You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'll let you get that. You don't get a rim shot for that. Continue on.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to be mean, so please, if anybody's hearing this, don't take this the wrong way. But the size of Jessica Havoc losing to a roll up from Priscilla Kelly.
Yeah, one of these things.
Make it make sense.
Yep.
One of these things just don't belong here.
We just addressed common sense in wrestling. Nick.
Oh, buddy, you're gonna hear this next common sense. So, Walter, you can continue. After that match, what was it?
It wasn't the fun. It was that we got that video package.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was what the hell was it? Was it the finals?
The next match was the World Wrestling Revolver World Championship.
The fucking
Myron
yeah,
Reed Invitational, Young
Myron
Goat,
Reed
Justin
Open Challenge. So okay, this what didn't make sense. Remember, I told you guys who all the winners were, right?
Yes.
So the vice president, all the losers, the vice president came out and said, "Well, you should carry yourself more as a champion, whatever." He gives them an opponent. Then it turns into a fatal. Was it a fatal four-way?
Hold on. He gives them one opponent.
Yeah.
And then he comes out and says, "Oh wait, there's another."
And another.
And then that guy does his entrance. And then they're just about to go. It's a 3-way match, and then he comes out again and goes, "Oh wait, there's one more."
Oh Lord!
So we ended up getting a 4-way match
with all the losers of round 1, Gringo Loco, all these people that lost. So what the fuck was the point of them being in the tournament if they got a title shot any goddamn way? Somebody explain that to me.
What?
Fuck! They all lost their first round and they get a title shot.
The only thing I can justify it with is it's an invitational.
But that with that being said, yeah, we were confused as fuck. The World Championship. Then this is why I said when I first came on here, I was told tonight that the Jerry Lynn Trophy is way more important than a World Championship.
Huh?
Because Myron Reed had to defend his belt against 3 losers.
So here's a consolation prize. You get a Revolver Championship match versus getting the
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn Trophy.
Actually, yeah.
No, yeah. So it's not if you win the Jerry Lynn Invitational, you get a championship match. No.
Wow.
If you lose the Invitational, you get a championship match. And that went on before the Invitational.
Okay then.
And of course, he defended his title and he wins because Killer Kelly kept interfering on his behalf.
Not surprised. Young Goat has ruled Wrestling Revolver ever since the demolishment of Red when Steve Macklin was the previous champion. And Killer Kelly and Steve Macklin, they were literally the biggest parts of that faction before she betrayed Macklin for her hubby, Myron Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where when you guys said logic in wrestling, there has got to be some logic. You can't tell me that this match or this Jerry Lynn, even first, I don't know why we're having a fucking Jerry Lynn Invitational. The guy's not dead. What are we doing this for? We're just honoring him. We just honor everybody. Like
he has always been synonymous with that company for a while, actually, since it first was invented. To be fair, I think he was at one point an authority figure, kayfabe wise, for it. He's been on Revolver for a long time.
He has, actually. Yes. I know a little bit about Revolver, considering it's primarily an Ohio-based promotion. And a bigger influence of that promotion also has been Sami Callihan.
I will say to add to the credence of how fucking crazy the show is, all right, and how all over the place the show was. The very first Jerry Lynn Invitational was won by Jerry Lynn. That match was the match where X-Pac tore his asshole open.
And when did that match go on? Did that go on in the main event?
Yes.
Oh fucking!
And it was yes, it was the main event of the show.
Yeah, I couldn't. I was just like, you're telling me, without telling me, that this title is meaningless. It's the same thing. I felt the same way, like when people complained that Hangman Adam Page was having his championship match second to the main event of Dynamite 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't why. And again, it's with all these losers. You just made them look even more like losers.
Yep.
Anyways.
Okay, well, let's continue because it sounds like you only got one match left. That wasn't the World Championship. It sounds like what you had left was the Invitational Final.
Which wasn't bad. The match
was
itself
alright.
wasn't that bad.
But I mean, that match didn't go on till 10:40 EST.
Yeah, this was way too damn long, dude. And
That
then
match
he
is-
called it psychic. He
I
said,
blame the doors. I think the
Yeah.
doors are the reason why.
He asked me what Jerry Lynn's finisher was, and I told him that power driver, and he goes, they're gonna make an honor out of him and use that as the finisher to win. Sure enough, fucking Angel hits it. Rich Swann kicks out. Then Rich Swann points at Jerry Lynn, hits that power driver, and then does the 450. And finally gets the win. The whole locker room of babyfaces empties out. He lifts the trophy. Fucking Jerry Lynn starts doing Rich Swann's dance. I mean, that was kind of funny. That Jerry Lynn's old ass with no rhythm did it. It was hilarious, but I rushed through it because enough is enough. At this point, I wanted to throw my goddamn headphones at the camera. Like,
guys, we started at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We didn't get this main event match till at least 10:45, almost 10:50.
That's crazy, yo.
Like, how does a revolver show? Listen, I get a pay-per-view being 5 hours. How does this show need to be 3 fucking hours?
Doors.
Did we need a
doors not breaking? I'm telling you, that's what it is. I know you think I'm crazy. It's the fucking doors. That's what made that show go on that long. I guarantee it still would have been way too long anyway, but I guarantee you would have been like 2 hours.
it was the stupid intermission, but they didn't need to break the ring in the middle of the fucking event.
Yeah,
I would break the ring and then spend a half hour building it back up.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a bit much. It was very long. A show like that didn't need to drag on. And then it's like I said, the lighting stuff. It took me out of it. The intermission, the commentary. Like I said, I can hear Noah commentate AEW for 4 hours, and it'd be so much better than what the fuck I heard.
It was to the point that I'd rather have watched Skewers come out, and you and me, James, cringe at that shit.
I was hoping for a light tube at one point. I'm like, God, give me a light tube. Give me a fucking light tube.
What a weird
Nobody bled except Cruel, and it was by accident.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you all had quite a night. So before we go into our first commercial break, James has certainly spoken throughout. Stat Boy, you know about Jerry Lynn, again, old school veteran of the business. Based on the context you've heard about the Jerry Lynn Invitational, what's your overall takeaway from this? I don't think you watched that all, have you?
No, and I honestly, I think I'm good.
That boy, you take a cold drink to refresh and cool off. Anything you want to add to that?
Like I said, man, the way you guys were bashing this thing, I'm glad I missed it. And if I ever if I ever did see this and I saw Jerry Lynn down the road, I would say you can have the $10 that I probably would have paid to see that show, because that's how much an indie show cost back then. I mean, it sounds like it could have been produced a lot better, and I'm glad I didn't see it.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
And by the way, and I know this sounds like it's unfair because it's an indie show. I do want to point out, though, and maybe this is unfair, but the indie shows that we have seen and that we have called on this channel so far, this network, has been like, the level has been skyrocketed from the last Hog show we called to the GCW shows that we've called. It's like night and day. Seriously, it's like night and day compared to whatever the fuck they just called. So I do think I think there is a standard now with indie wrestling when it comes to production. You kind of have to have it a little bit on point here. Doesn't have to be perfect, but like, this sounds like they didn't They didn't even try.
No, oh, I forgot to do it. We ranted it at the beginning of part 2 because somebody gave fucking part 1 a 3 or like a 3.5 or some shit. And me and Nick were like, "What the fuck were you watching?"
They give the show a 3.25 out of 5.
Out of 5.
I mean, some people, are blind to absolute craziness, JJ, anything you want to add before we go into our first commercial break regarding this?
So would it be safe to say that we don't cover any more Revolver shows? Or do we give one more chance just because maybe it was the tournament and the venue that they were doing it in that maybe, made it not that great? And then if the next show that we do is just as lackluster, then we don't do anymore.
So
I'm going to Walter and Nick on this since they actually watched and called it.
I'm always down to give a company more than one chance. That's not fair.
Yeah, I would. Again, I am not an indie fan. I'm watching the indies now because of us here at the Simply Reliable Studios. I'm not a fan. I've never watched indie shows. Realistically, last Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was the most indie shows I've watched in that span, right? So it might sound like I'm just bashing it. If you're a fan of the Wrestling Revolver, bullshit, that's 5 fucking stars. Anyways, if you're a fan of indie wrestling and you're a fan of the Revolver, yeah, I would give it a try, right? Don't take, at least me, don't take my word for it right now, just because, again, I'm not versed in indie wrestling. So I don't want to come off as, oh, no, I fucking hated it. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to say on my part. Now, if Walter's telling you not to watch it, then that's a different story.
Yeah, but I'm always down to give a company more than one chance because I think it was the whole tournament and the Jerry Lynn thing. So we have to give it at least one more chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you weren't watching clearly a regular Wrestling Revolver show, because I don't expect this type of stuff from regular Wrestling Revolver shows. As you've covered, like Hit 'em Up, for example. You covered a special that might as well have been produced by Jerry Lynn himself and a skeleton crew. That being said, sounds like you all had a one-of-a-kind experience that you hope to leave inside a vault forevermore, a fadeaway to obscure and considered obsolete when it comes to the Jerry Lynn Invitational. Okay, well, that being said, thank you, Walter and Nick, for that rousing recap. When we return from this first commercial break, Snapboy Mike has an announcement, and then we're going to go across the world to give you some updates regarding the G1 Climax, and then see how you all steer the conversation. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after this brief watch-along upcoming trailer for what's ahead here at the Super Reliable Studios.
And now for a taste of things to come.
The jury is out whether or not all the WWE shows need to be 2 nights, and stay tuned for more discussion of that or main event thoughts. But as always, here at the Super Bible Studios, we truly encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, rant, react, cover, and criticize, but also in a way analyze all the wrestling. And welcome back once again to the Saturday Shenanigans. I updated our background, as you can see, because I figured why not? Let's go ahead and evolve this shit. Hope you all enjoy the background. Hope you all continue to enjoy the conversation. Again, please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. If you want to dictate the conversation, Super Chat or PayPal the Passions. It's as simple as that. As things continue here, that boy, Mike, has a big announcement for us when it comes to upcoming content in the Stat Boy Sports Bar. So, Stat Boy Mike, what's ahead for you?
Well, Noah Foster, as you remember last season when the Super Bowl kicked around, you joined in, and I was very impressed with your work when we did the watch along for the Super Bowl last year between the Eagles and the Chiefs. So this time around, you could say that the sports bar is coming back, but in a different way, because on September 8th, Monday night, the last game of the season where you're sitting in your chair and watching football, Stat Boy here is going to call Monday Night Football for the next 18 weeks. Every Monday night, I'm going to ask you to not watch Netflix and watch me as I watch ABC, ESPN, and I'm going to build and build and build all the way up. Heck, I may even do all the playoffs, culminating in the Super Bowl at the end of the season. It's something, hey, the watch-alongs are evolving. We started with the Super Bowl, then we expanded into the NBA playoffs and the Stanley Cup Finals and the World Series, which will be done also. But now football is going to expand, and during the game, I can give out all the stats to what happened in the week and any other sporting event that comes up. So in a way, it is kind of like the sports bar, but at least but not on Tuesdays. It's going to be Monday nights. I'll have the Stat Board 9000 board here, and we'll see where this goes. We'll see. We'll give all the teams a chance to play things out. And now that I think about that, just recently the Lions had a preseason game where tragedy struck and one player had to be carted off the field. Let's hope nothing bad happens in the remainder of the season. You never can tell what's going to happen on Monday night. So September 8th, week 1.
Wow.
Vikings versus Bears. I get to call. Thank you, Dory Lou. I get to call a Vikings game. How coincidental is that?
That's great. Now let me speaking of sports, there's a couple things. Did you see that fucking NASCAR nasty spill on Victory Lane today?
No, I missed it. I was working today.
Dude, it was bad. Okay, so a rookie driver wins Watkins Glen. He climbs out the car, and then he accidentally trips on the little what is it called? The Velcro that covers the window, and fucking lands right on his shoulder, dislocates it. He made the playoffs, by the way. I think he's going to be out of them. He dislocated it and knocked himself out. It was bad. It was so bad. The end of the Xfinity race shows the fucking trophy just standing there. That's the end of the NASCAR broadcast because he couldn't hold up the trophy because he ended up breaking his shoulder and he ended up getting carted off because of a concussion. It was bad. It was such a nasty spill, dude. It was awful. So prayers to him as well. Dad, what was his name? What was the driver's name from the race that fell?
Shout out to Mr. Hebert and Dory Lou and Mrs. Ferrantes, because we also saw her in the background during a moment. But as James looks for that name, Statboy, that's huge, and congratulations to as you further your basic take into the world of commentary and watch-along analysis. And yeah, again, I'm not a big sports person, but it was interesting calling the Super Bowl with you last year. And if the Super Bowl Studios, you and others want me to once again have that little watch along experience with you, then I'm more than happy to do that. So again, folks, stay tuned.
It's
But
Connor
there you go.
Silich, by the way.
Thank you for that. There you go. There's the official graphics. Stat Boy Mike will be covering Monday Night Football. And of course, there you see the first games. And of course, my mom, she is also a Minnesota Vikings fan. So this is actually going to excite her as well. Yes, she is. She's a Minnesota Vikings fan.
Well,
So
I will definitely let Stat Girl Dory Lou know about that. That there's more than one Vikings fan in the Simply Reliable universe.
Yeah. So yeah,
I feel like you. I do feel like that, and by the way, this is just judging by my first interaction, my first time hearing you guys interact. May try to get Nick on there as well, because I think you and Nick would have really good chemistry on those games.
Open invitation, brother.
And I know he ain't gonna watch Raw. So hey,
I don't know if Nick is a football guy, but I know Nick is a hockey guy.
That's
being
different.
Canadian, eh? So if you need someone,
Listen, we out here
playoffs.
There you go.
I mean, I'll watch the playoffs just until the Leafs fuck me hard.
Well, dude, the Leafs probably won't even make the playoffs. That's how bad they suck.
Hey, don't get me started, pal.
Hey, I can go one better.
Hey, at least the Leafs have a better shot than the Ducks do.
Let me tell you this. If the Leafs make it to the playoffs, the Ducks have a better chance of doing better than the Kings in the Pacific Division.
Wow.
Well, the Ducks are the Kings of the Pacific Division, but they've only got one Stanley Cup. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, you know?
Quackity quack quack.
I mean, at least they have, less Stanley Cups than Charlotte Flair has failed marriages, but still,
Wow.
Whoa! The hell?
JJ coming in hot.
Hey,
I mean, the Kings have 2 Stanley Cups in 3 years.
And listen,
the
Kings
40 years to get there, and the Ducks got there quicker. Yeah, we'll give it to you. But you guys always win the Pacific Division, but never can actually get the job done.
Well, what are you going to say there, Nick?
Stop me when I'm telling lies. You know what? Maybe the Ducks need to go to Gary Hebert's academy.
I agree.
Taught by James's uncle.
Right here. By the way, one of them was
relevant.
By the way, one of them was, and it was the year they won the Stanley Cup. I just want to point that out.
The last time the Ducks were relevant, the beginning of the game had a Disney logo on it. Just saying.
Right.
That's true.
Right. The last time the Ducks were relevant, freaking Gordon Bombay was their coach.
Well, Nick, how do you feel about the disrespect to your Leafs? And then we'll go to
James. We haven't won the cup since 1967. It's self-inflicting wounds at this point, pal.
Which that's the same year that the Kings entered the league, just for reference.
We're pissing it away as we speak. But let's see what happens. It's a new season. Let's see what happens. But I mean, I'm not much of a football fan. I know my football, so I mean, if I'm always down. I'm always down.
Make it
If
happen.
there's a Seahawk game and I'm able to watch it, I'll call it with you if that's my team.
Hey.
I'll call the Jags.
Stat Boy came to me a few weeks ago and was like, "Hey, I have an idea for you. I want to do Monday Night Football." And I was like, "You know what? Let me think about it." And I pondered it over, and I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let's do this thing because I know the sports bar, has been boarded up for a while.
Yeah.
I know that there's enough sports fans out there that would be into it. The football watch-alongs, the Stat Boy watch-alongs are traditionally just on Walter and I's channel, so maybe it'll do some numbers for Walter and help boost his subs and get him to Vegas. And then Stat Boy, like he said, he's got an open invitation there. Anybody that's a sports fan that wants to join him can join him on a week and do like a revolving panel. He wanted to do a panel like the week before the season kicks off, like the last preseason game, and kind of talk about the preseason. And I'm like, dude, Try to get you an ESPN type panel. Talk to Greg Cherry. Talk to Matty Laws. Talk to Jeff. Talk to your boy Zach, DJ Mudkeen, who pops in from time to time. Talk to Mansfield. Talk to Big G. And just get like a big old Shenanigans-esque panel where Mikey can be the center square, Hollywood Square style, and just talk about, the preseason, what they're looking for coming ahead, and just get everybody in there repping their team. So, Olo, be on the lookout because that might come at some point the week leading into the first season game.
There you go.
But yeah, we looking forward to this, and I know Stat Boy is happy, which makes me happy because it's something that he loves doing.
Oh no!
And Stat Boy, I have 2 more football jerseys in my collection now. I have a total of 3 football jerseys because work allows us to wear jerseys on game days during the regular season. So I had to add a couple more to my Dan Marino collection so I can, hopefully work all the days. I'm going to try to do Thursday, Sunday, Monday each week.
Hey, then, and you know what though, too? When Netflix raises their subscription again to maybe like $30 an hour, people will cancel their Netflix subscription.
$30 an hour. You're taking
to be fair,
I love how he said an hour, not a month.
An hour.
That's crazy.
No. I don't think that was a botch.
I think that was intentional.
I think that was some Nick cynical sarcasm.
That was some cynical shit. You know what? I appreciate that
Fair enough,
sarcasm.
considering how much Netflix has lied to their fan base like the WWE has. But that being said, congratulations, Stat Boy Mike. So again, folks, please stay tuned. Your Monday nights for the best in sports calls and entertainment with Stat Boy Mike, Joy Lou approved, as he covers Monday Night Football, starting off with, again, if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan or a Bears fan, for my mom's sake, go Vikings. Again, I'm hashtag non-sports, but I appreciate everyone here regardless of their sports love, even though I could give 2 shits about any sport. That's
Hey, Noah, you're in Ohio. Sanders has Cleveland looking good.
Yeah,
Cleveland. Shedeur looks not bad. That's scary. The fact that he went, where do you go? 3rd round, 2nd round?
First of all, if the Cleveland Browns get there, I actually hope they win. That's one of the teams I'm actually rooting for to win. Secondly, please don't screw them like Bottlegate. Please. They already been through enough. Also, Walter, holy shit, we're lacking.
Sorry.
Stat Boy's coming back before we're fucking back. That's crazy for the UFC shit.
Before I go out, let me say this, Noah. There's another word with 4 letters that you need to learn to tell your mom. SKOL, skull.
Oh, well, she doesn't do that anymore, but I'm sure that she knows the term, and I do have a mug. That being said, all right, Stat Boy, you said you got to bounce here though, real quick. You're leaving the field.
Yeah, I'm going to have to bounce out, fam. So catch y'all later. See you on Monday. Stat Boy out.
There you go.
Well, before you do that, what are these images? I see their images loading in. Or is that for later?
Those are mine regarding the next thing, James. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I was about to say they look sports oriented. I got it. All right, never mind.
Did Stat Boy Mike already do his rant?
No, not yet, but I'm sure he could post his own special on his channel where it's Stat Boy ranting approved. But that again really comes down to when we get to our main event.
Just wait for the football games. I'm sure he'll rant about the referees.
And it will make sense because, of course, ESPN, and that will tie into our main event. So, again, if you want to hear more about Stat Boy's take on also ESPN for a different type of sports entertainment, then stay tuned for his watch along starting Monday when it comes to Monday Night Football. Stat Boy, appreciate you. Get some rest. And again, shout out to Dory Lou. We love her. Love her positivity. Appreciate you. Again, folks, Stat Boy Sports Bar. It's back open for business in a unique way. Watch along for Monday Night Football. There you see the first initial date, September 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the opening game, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Bears. Again, for my mom's sake, go Vikings. So, again, Stat Boy, thank you. Appreciate you. And we'll see you next time on the Shenanigans or You're always welcome.
Say it like that. You have to go, the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
No Bears. Not the Bears.
And
Not
really quickly, before you move on, Stat Boy's looking to kill himself on week 2 because there's 2 Monday night games.
Oh,
He's
Jesus.
doing both of them back to back.
Jesus Christ.
He's crazy, but we appreciate him. Nick, I saw you had a comment real quick. Nope. Good. Okay. Well, moving on.
Nick, where'd you go? There you go.
About safe. What is he doing?
I'm here.
Relax, pal. Were you trying to say something a moment ago or what?
No. We're good.
Okay, very good. Well, that being said, that was a great talk. We are going to take another fudge it. This is going to be probably super quick because my Canadian G1 Climax friend isn't here. But talking about sports, talking about wrestling, talking about competition, I actually got a couple of thoughts and also want to bring you all up to speed with, of course, what my summer is consumed with, and that is the G1 Climax. G1 Climax, of course, is a round-robin 2-block tournament, and I also want to acknowledge again our Canadian friend, Ash, in the chat, who's working late. The other half of the Canadian connection. And shout out to Isprate. Hey, appreciate you, as always. That being said, I'm just going to bring you up to speed real quick on the G1 Climax because for those that don't know, I watch this annual tournament every year, this round-over tournament of 2 blocks, 10 competitors. 3 are officially eliminated. 1, of course, from the A block, I believe. 2 from the B block. Yoshihashi. Spoiler alerts, Ash. So guess what? I'm going to bring you up to speed because guess what? G1 Climax Finals is 1 week from today, this Sunday coming up on the 17th. So you better buckle up and get ready. So let me bring you up to speed, shall we? Here are your score standings for the entire G1 Climax A block. And as you can see right now, Sonata and Taiji are eliminated. There are tiebreaker situations for Uyo Yamera and Evo, unfortunately in play, as well as everybody at 8 points. So literally 3 of these people are going to the playoffs. The top scorer, of course, will make it to the semifinals, while the second of A versus the second or the first of B will face off in an opening bout match. In fact, the last day of A block action is literally starting in a couple of hours. So stay tuned for more on that. As the B block just continued their action today, and their final day is coming up later next week. Officially, El Phantasmo and Yoshihashi are eliminated. Drew Maloney's got a chance, but it's very slim. As the frontman defending G1 Climax champion and IWGP World Champion, Zack Sabre Jr. Bloody Techers is leading the block right now and is a very comfortable spot to even get the bye in the playoffs. Of course, his last match coming up is against Yoshihashi, who can play spoiler to that, and he might have to fight his way to get to the playoffs in the opening bouts. As Roughneck, Shota Umino, Ren Narita, and Kenozu Takeshika are still very much alive as well. So again, folks, if you want to continue on with the summer tournaments like me and the Japanese tournaments, stay tuned for the final days of round-robin action in the G1 Climax, courtesy of NJPWWorld.com. And then following that, we will have the second of A versus the second, I believe, of B, if not the third of B. And then the second of B versus the third of A, while the top seeds of A and B will go to the semifinals. Basically, 20 will become 6, 6 will become 2, and then 1 will become grade 1, and this year's winner of the G1 Climax. So again, will Zack Sabre Jr. make history, go 2 in a row, be the first non-Japanese to do so, and also as the IWGP World Champion, a feat that hasn't been done for the last, I believe, 20-plus years. And how will this shape things on the road to Tokyo Dome and King of Pro Wrestling? Stay tuned. But also, I will be covering the G1 Climax Finals live on August 17th. Date and time officially to be announced once on NJPWWorld.com. So stay tuned for more of that, as always. So, that being said, again, to anybody here that is a Japanese wrestling fan or a fan of the strong style, have you all even looked at the G1 Climax at all? Or do you have an early winner? Does anyone have anything they want to add? I know Ash isn't here. She hasn't even kept up with the tournament, but you all know Kenozu Takeshika from AEW. You all know Zack Sabre Jr. Seen him compete across AEW. Of course, British, claims to be, of course, Japanese wrestler. So right now, I'm holding up for Zack Sabre Jr. to take the whole thing again because he seems to be unstoppable. So that's all I got to say regarding the G1, unless anyone else has anything to say before I believe we have another announcement here by somebody else. So,
I think Zack Sabre Jr. Takes it too, but unfortunately I had to cancel my NJPW for financial reasons. I cut a couple of my subscriptions off. that have to do with wrestling, and JPW had to be one of them, unfortunately.
I respect that. Again, prayers are passions, and as somebody that has become a frugal, budget-oriented individual since it plays against furnace during the coldest part of winter, I respect that entirely. James, Nick, do you have anything you want to say regarding the G1 Climax at all?
So I wanted to ask if does the winner? I know the winner gets a trophy. I know that. Does the winner get anything? Like, do they get a championship title opportunity?
Yes, they get a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Traditionally, it was at the Tokyo Dome on January 4th at Wrestle Kingdom. Zack Sabre Jr. broke tradition last year when he challenged Tetsuya Naito and Goku Sumo Hall at King of Pro Wrestling in October. So they get a guaranteed shot at the world title, but who knows when it can happen between now and January 4th next year. But yes, that is what you play for.
So what would happen if, because I saw Zach's name in there, what happens if Zach wins it?
He picks his opponent personally.
Okay. So regardless of who wins, regardless of who wins the tournament, they're getting a title shot.
Correct.
Okay. That's not bad. That's okay.
There's been a tradition of this tournament ever since the G1 Climax came into fruition, whether or not it was won by founding leaders of this tournament, and Kazuchika Okada. You had Kenny Omega, of course, the first non-Japanese, first Westerner, of course, win against Hiroki Goto back in 2016. Hiroki Goto is the previous winner. Tetsuya Naito, Tanahashi. The list goes on. Kota Ibushi. The list goes on and on.
Do you remember, you know the C2, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where they got the idea from. They're the innovators of the round robin. That's why they made such a big deal when Okada won it last time, because Okada actually broke the round robin tournament record that was originally held by
Masahiro
Chono. So
he didn't break it. He tied him.
He tied it. You're right. My apologies. You're right. He tied it.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah. I remember that. No. I was wondering if the champion or the winner of the G1 gets a championship match.
That would be correct. Good sire.
Sorry, I have one more question, and this is it sucks that he's injured.
Mm-hmm.
But has Eddie Kingston, I know that he is huge in Japanese strong style. Yes, where he came up and learned his craft.
King's Row style, but yes.
Yeah. He hasn't been in a G1 yet since the partnership started, correct?
No, he has been actually. In fact, he literally has been in a G1 Climax tournament. He and Shingo Takagi had one of the most hard-fought bouts during that led to a future one-on-one later down the line. But speaking of people that did get injured and unfortunately didn't get to show their Tokon very shortly, if you notice during this block, Gabe Kidd, 0 points, got injured in his very first match against Shota Takeshita and had to forfeit his spot in the tournament, giving everybody else 2 points automatically. So unfortunately, that War Dog will be more ready to unleash hell against this field, but was unable to compete.
And now another, I guess, is there a match that you yourself recommend somebody going out to see if they've never seen a G1 before? Like what match personally does it for you that it's like, if you've never seen a G1, you have to go watch this match?
Oh, straight up, my match so far of the tournament, Kanosuke Takeshita versus Shingo Takagi, main event from Ota Gymnasium. That was the definition of what the G1's about, who the strongest is. Because when you're G1, you are grade 1, you are above the rest. And the Alpha and the Rampage Dragon put their Tokon, their fighting spirit, to the ultimate test against each other in a Wrestle Kingdom rematch. That's so far as my match of the tournament. And again, you can watch each of these matches individually at NWworld.com. You just pick a day and you just pick the match. Because again, they literally let you pick the matches you watch versus watch the whole show and the preliminary tag previews. And again, the G1 Climax for the final day of A-Block action is literally in just a few hours. So we'll know soon enough who will be the top 3 heading into the playoffs. Will it be Evo and Uya? And right now, looking at the points of 8, Hiroshi Tanahashi in its final G1, or will we get some other form of upsets here? And of course, stop it. Of course, in the B block, Shota Umino, Zack Sabre Jr., Kanozo Takeshita are very much in the running to be in the top 3, but you can't count out anybody right now with 8 points also. But it seems like for me, Zack Sabre Jr. and Uyamura, they literally might be the ones to take their blocks and get a bye in the playoffs. But we'll find out soon enough. All right. Well, appreciate you all. Appreciate your insight there. Walter, anything you want to add? And then I believe you got an announcement.
No, I don't got anything to add. No.
Announcements.
I haven't been able to keep up with the shit. Unfortunately, I wish I could.
No, not everybody's like me, so it's all respect. I get that. JJ, anything that you want to add regarding maybe Konosuke's like run in New Japan versus AEW? And if he doesn't win the G1, I pose this to you, JJ. What do you think that means for the Alpha when he returns home to the Don Callis family in AEW?
I am more clueless than Alicia Silverstone when it comes to the G1 climax, bro. I've been told that if you don't have anything smart to say, then don't say anything. And now my microphone's going back to mute.
Fair enough. And I'm not going to call you stupid for that comment either. I'm just going to call you unaware. All right. Well, that being said, Walter, I believe that you have an announcement. That's all I got.
I have some breaking news.
What?
Karrion Kross and Scarlett have been moved to the alumni section of WWE's roster page.
Wait, just now?
Apparently, as of, let's say, 5 minutes ago.
All right. Well, it's not reported by. Well, all right. I'm sure no.
Hold on. Let me check.
Go ahead and look about that in the background. Let's keep the conversation though on course here, unless we get a super chat PayPal regarding that. Walter, you have an announcement, I believe, that you also have something you want to say.
Yeah. So people have been asking me. I don't know if they've been asking James about UFC and the kind of sports we covered. So we're bringing this back too. So September 13th, we're doing boxing on Netflix. The Canelo versus Crawford fight, which is Saturday, September 13th. So tune in. That's right. The WBA, WBC, WBO, and ring super middleweight champion Canelo defends against the undefeated super welterweight champion Crawford. So that should be a banger. So we're giving Netflix another try after that disaster with Tyson and Jake Paul. But I think they worked the kinks out. I don't think they expected, 20 million people to tune in for that fight. And it just kind of overloaded it. So I think they probably got it. And we should be able to do this. So we got it.
All right. Well, good deal, man. Again, with Sublime Studios explores all forms of sports, it feels like, and not just professional wrestling. JJ, I believe, has something to say real quick. So go ahead.
Tagline of that fight is once in a lifetime. Yeah, once in a lifetime till a year later when it's twice in a lifetime.
Yep. John Cena style.
The false marketing ploy. James, I see your hand.
Yes. Well, I can confirm this is official because I'm on the website. He is, in fact, moved to the alumni page. So is Scarlett. They are both moved to the alumni page. That is official. Super by WWE. I just checked. So they are moved to the alumni page.
Okay. Well, interesting. We'll have to see what that means for the future going forward for that wrestling couple and whether or not they are truly future endeavored. As we know, of course, a big announcement was made by WTKO, and that means usually budget cuts are supposed to be ensued too. Walter, I see your hand real quick. What you got to say?
Just remember R-Truth was also moved to that, and look what happened. So...
Yeah, /2020, kayfabe, LOL, and again, injuries, real, legitimate, work, ploy, shoot. Who the hell knows? All right, well, fair enough. Well, I think we've covered all the sorts of announcements and all sorts of things across other things, wrestling, sports, and competition, as well as burn hockey down into oblivion across our Canadian connection. So unless there are any other questions in the chat regarding anything or any PayPals or any super chats here, I believe that we will take a moment to let the people get themselves together, and we'll be right back, and then we will go from there. So please stay tuned. And now an important announcement.
Hey there, it is the center of attention, Brittany Brooks here.
This is your NWA Women's World Television Champion.
This is the TNA Knockouts World Champion, Masha Slamovich.
Subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube. Póngase verde.
You better subscribe right now ahora to Rage of Wrestling.
Subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube.
Everybody, make sure you subscribe to Rage of Wrestling on YouTube and get them to 200 subscribers. Let's go!
Again, subscribe. Say subscribe AI in any language. Simply put, subscribe to the Rage of Wrestling Walter Cruz. Let's get that man to that milestone. Let's get my brother to WrestleMania. And let's see what 2006 brings forward to the Super Reliable Studios. And speaking of subscriptions, why she was in the chat, I want to acknowledge her, our other half of the Canadian Connection, our Canadian friend. Don't be a dickhead if you haven't already. Subscribe to Bag for Wrestling. At the end of the day, folks, subscribe. Do it. Do it now. If you
He is 33 away, folks. 33 away. Just check.
Hurry up and subscribe, God damn it!
Do it.
Hey! As a Christian, I don't take the Lord's name in vain. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there. But anyway,
you're right.
I do love the energy. All right. Well, that being
That's
said,
why I say got G-O-D. Whenever I say goddamn, I say goddamn.
well, still hindsight's 2020. But I'm not going to go into a conversation on wordplay here. All right. Well, that being said, we've had a lot of great talk, unique conversation. We've had some sports burns. We had some sports hype. We have a lot of fun here tonight. But the fun has truly just begun. For when we return from this definitive commercial break, we're going to talk about what has really been put pen to paper in what many would call the deal of the century and many low finance fans of WWE's undoing. Because after this, we're going to be talking ESPN and TKO becoming one when it comes to 2026 and WWE Premium Live events. After this.
And now for a taste of things to come.
And as always here, truly at the Super Reliable Studios, we encompass, celebrate, engage, embrace, analyze, criticize, rant, react to all of the wrestling. And welcome back here once again to the Saturday Shenanigans. I am your host for the evening, the similar Noah Foster, with one half of the Canadian Connection, Nick Ferrantes, with James Hebert, Walter Cruz, and the regular wrestling JJ Woods himself. Well, folks, we had a lot of fun talk, a lot of great discussion. We've had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of analysis. But let's go ahead and get right down to some serious business, shall we? And I do mean serious. For now, it is time to discuss our main event. And I will start suddenly with a little laugh. This is the money you could be saving if you chose not to be with TKO ESPN and go to other means. But this is also the money you could be spending if you choose to go 2026, the way of WWE. TKO ESPN, $50 will give you a month and a half of wrestling
Those
content.
good people is Misto and Pizzy. And to kick off the
All right. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the official announcement, shall we? Because a big time money deal was officially put pen to paper as ESPN and WWE reached landmark rights agreements for their platform to become exclusively for the U.S. market, the home of all WWE premium live events, including WrestleMania, starting 2026. Now, allow me to read from you ESPN's official press release from their press room to a degree. August 6, 2025, ESPN, a subsidiary of Walt Disney Company and WWE, part of the TKO Group Holdings today, launching landmark rights agreement as ESPN platforms. Includes the new ESPN direct-to-consumer streaming service, which will become the exclusive U.S. domestic home of all WWE premium live events, including the two-night cultural phenomenons WrestleMania starting 2026. This deal now makes ESPN home to the highest-profile WWE events of the year. It will stream all WWE PLEs annually in their entirety, with select simulcasting on ESPN linear platforms. Marquee PLEs, including not limited to WrestleMania and some that are already two-night events, with rumor has it Royal Rumble Survivor Series to follow suit, as well as Money in the Bank, amongst others, as WWE will continue to produce all PLEs. People including Jimmy Pitaro, the chairman of ESPN, Mark Shapiro, the president and COO of TKO, and of course, Nick Khan himself. And as my friend Mark Griffin and I discussed during our first ever simple session, Nick Khan has had this goal since coming to WWE to put WWE content on the ESPN platform. And now it is official. All of ESPN, all in one place, coming soon. For the first time ever, ESPN will offer its full suite of networks and services directly to fans, along with an enhanced ESPN app that integrates game stats, betting information, fantasy sports, commerce, multi-view options, and a personalized sports center for you. As if we didn't already have that tonight with the sports burns. And we're talking Canada, not even America. We're not even burning America in Canada. Anyway, designed to give fans more choice, flexibility, and access to all of ESPN, these new features and functionality will be available to all fans who watch on the ESPN app on mobile and connected TV devices. Whether they subscribe directly through a traditional pay TV package, including but not limited to, as we talked about before, YouTube TV. For more on this, please visit the ESPN DTC press kit. And of course, WWE, as we know, they are a global leader in sports entertainment. Of course, they literally catch the world's eye 52 weeks a year to a global audience. Now seeing more than 1 billion households worldwide, WWE's TV PG programming is now available in 20 different languages across world-class distribution platforms, including NBC Universal, the CW, and Netflix. In the United States, though, NBC Universal's streaming service Peacock is currently the home of all premium live events, and their prices just went up by $3 if you are premium like me, which means you're now paying $17 a month. But also a variety of original programming and a massively on-demand library is included. While Netflix is the exclusive home of WWE programming around the world, and then other select national markets, Netflix being as low as $8 a month, all the way up to $21 a month, depending on how many devices you want to watch it on, as well as the quality. As WWE is part of TKO Group Holdings across the New York Stock Exchange, underneath with ESPN's banner and Walt Disney shareholder names. So, the bottom line, folks, starting 2026, if you want to watch WWE Premium Live content, you have to somehow be subscribed to the ESPN platform, either included in your TV package already or a separate $30 a month subscription. Now, I'm the simple man. I'm a frugal man. I'm a businessman. But what the fuck? Let's go around the horn and get everybody's thoughts towards this groundbreaking announcement that might shatter your wallets far more worse than anything you've ever purchased for an event experience or merchandising. We're going to go around the horn, get everybody's thoughts on this, and go from there and open it up to the viewing audience.
Noah.
James, I will start with you.
Noah.
What do you think about this announcement? How does this affect you as a fan following the WWE product? And will you still follow WWE Premium Live Events 2026?
Before I give my
hold on, JJ. Yes, JJ.
Waiting to pop in. She's yours, she's mine. She's our Canadian friend.
Ash. Hey, wonderful. Hello, Ash. How are you?
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Barely, but yes.
Are you in a Canadian vehicle?
It's a little echoey.
No.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, I'm at the bus shelter right now catching my bus. It's not going to be here for 10 minutes, so I just figured I'd pop in.
Yeah, you're fine.
Appreciate you, Ash. Always get home safely. And yeah, you know you're always welcome here. And thank you for that, JJ. At the course right now, we're talking about something that doesn't necessarily affect you, because again, you and Nick are actually safe from this. And to that I say, damn it. That being said, James, the floor is yours. Let's talk business. WWE's future, endeavoring their fans to spend more than triple if they have Peacock, and more than quadruple if they have Netflix International through VPN. Although VPN is $10 a month, so maybe the jury is out. What do you think about this?
All right. Well, this is unbelievable what they're doing. I agree with Noah. The what the fuck is absolutely apropos here. Real quick, I'm going to show some graphics here that I have loaded up. You showed the money graphic earlier. I have some graphics today. Okay, so this is going to be your life if you're in America for God knows how long. This is going to be $99.98 a month for all of WWE content come next year. Okay, this is going to be your life if you want the maximum package. Okay, I think minimum is 50, like you said, Noah. That's still insane, right? That's insane. Per Pro Wrestling Times, Phil Marks, which is how I got this information. I saw Nick also posted this, but that's how I saw it first. So I give credit to him. Plans with ads, $7 with ads, $7.99 a month plus 98 month. You see all the statistics there. That's for Netflix. Then you got USA Peacock for SmackDown, ESPN and or YouTube for the PLE.
Sorry, before you continue, people should also highlight underneath the prices that are there, the things that say in asterisks.
Yeah, this is asterisks for sure. Yeah, like because I think the minimum is like $563. Okay.
Jesus.
Well, it's not even that. It's
minimum.
It's like it says there. Netflix. You got to remember, Netflix doesn't have the entire raw library on there, and then so on and so forth. Sorry, continue.
Yes, you are correct. So that's insane. And then the max total, if you want the premium experience without issues, $1,199. $1,200. That's $1,200 you're spending on WWE alone for the max option. Okay. Here is what it used to be like back in the day. For standard, it was $480 a year for pay-per-views in 2008. For HD, it was $840. So if you go with the cheapest options, it's slightly cheaper than fucking HD pay-per-views were back then for one show. You get multiple shows in that regard, whatever. WWE Network used to be $119 a month. Or $119 a year, excuse me. That's $9.99 every month. That's when they first launched the network. And then you look at AEW, they're only $20 more than what a WWE pay-per-view used to cost if you don't include the max subscription. If you include the max subscription, which is optional, it's $619. I show these graphics because it should be concerning to everybody here. You are getting fucking priced out if you want to be a pro wrestling fan in this day and age. And it's fucking abysmal. I'm not just slewing WWE here. I'm slewing AEW because goddamn, you have to pay per person now. It's $50 per person for 10 pay-per-views a year. That's nuts. On Amazon, mind you. Now, I think they still, thank you very much, Nick. Nick has proper calculations here. Yeah. So I'm going to show those here.
1650, 42 Canadian.
Yeah, that would
American.
Yeah, that's insane. Okay. Now, mind you, the AEW pay-per-views, that's me. And that's the cheapest out of everything right now. Quite honestly, I'm not even being funny. Like, out of all the mainstream wrestling that we have right now, AEW is the cheapest. And that's even ridiculous. Because again, since they moved to Amazon Prime, you can't freaking, borrow things, as I unfortunately found out the hard way. So you are all getting priced out. And if this does not concern you, I don't know what the fuck will. You don't matter to these corporations. You don't. Nick Khan don't give a shit about you. Fucking Triple H don't give a shit about you. I venture to think maybe Ari Emanuel don't give a shit, or The Rock gives a shit, because they would have fucking challenged this at this point. And I'm starting to wonder who really runs AEW in the finance department. Is it Shahid Khan or Tony Khan? Either way, I don't think they care about your dollar either. If you do not feel like you are getting ripped off from your hard-earned money, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I understand that shit is fucking pricey. I get it. That's fine. I understand they got to make ends meet somehow, but this is absurd. WWE used to sell pay-per-views for $480 a year in 2008. They got less than in 2014 with the advent of the WWE Network. It was $200 a year. We have more than quadrupled the fucking price here. The fuck are we doing? How is anybody in their right mind supposed to afford this shit? Anybody that is not well off and financially good, right? Which is most people in the world, by the way. Like, middle class people can't even afford this shit. You kidding me? Like, the fuck? Like, when you add up responsibilities, right? There's no way that anybody could justify parting with this much cash on pro wrestling, mainstream pro. And it saddens me, bro. It's like, this shit used to be, for the families, for people who gave a shit. Now it's like we're moving so further away from it that, well, we know we have a niche audience. Let's just squeeze out however much we can out of our diehards. And that's it. Like, if you guys don't find this to be a problem, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, because both companies are guilty of it. Quite honestly, I feel like this is if you're a mainstream pro wrestling company, I feel like this is going to be inevitable for all wrestling companies. This is not a good fucking trend. This is not a good trend if you're a wrestling fan at all. So I think it's concerning, personally, and I'll leave it at that.
All right, fair enough. JJ, I saw your PM, so please speak your thoughts on this. Again, you and I, before I even got to know you, you told me about how TNA pay-per-views like even a penny anymore. You can't even do anything for $1.25 at your local Dollar Tree store. It's one of those things right now that I do wonder, how do they continue to expect people to keep up with the demand for their product based on what they supply? And can it be justifying what the people spend with what WWE gives on this platform? I know not everybody necessarily has YouTube TV or someone with ESPN, for example, but will they be willing to go to that, whether or not they are a sports fan, to keep up with that? It almost to me feels like WWE feels they know people are going to be willing to go to whatever extremes to support their product. And unless they see a massive dip in their revenue stream when it comes to this platform change, I don't see any, discount or breathing room in sight for anybody's wallet. At the end of the day, in America, you're either top 1% or you're the other 99%, as far as I'm concerned. But go ahead, JJ, and lend your thoughts towards this. What do you think of this?
So I've thought about this long and hard over this week, because you know me, I try to be the level-minded one in the group here. I try to look at things from the business aspect.
Absolutely.
Business practices would dictate that WWE while their product may not be the greatest and they may be little hot, little cold, little up, little down, as far as live events and all that stuff, they're hotter than they've ever been. If you're on an upward trend, then you may as well try to milk it for everything you can, and make a business deal that's going to get you the most money for your product. So from the business side of things, I can kind of get where WWE is coming from, because they want to make the most money. It's a business. To the point that was made earlier about Cross and Scarlett being moved to the alumni. We've had 3 sets of releases this year. Each set of releases have come after one of the big 4 events, and it's also come after a huge, big announcement like the streaming deal. These type of things are done in cycle to make the quarter earnings look like they've made more than they really have. So whether Cross and Scarlett are simply moved to alumni because their contracts expired, or they've been released and they're going to do more releases, all of that is going to be done so that when they report their quarter earnings come the end of September, this deal and all that makes it look like there's a bigger profit because they've cut a lot of expenses. I only brought up the hold on, James. I've only got like 37% on my battery.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, take your time.
I'll put this out because I don't know when I'm going to be able to move and plug in.
Yeah.
I only touched on the Scarlett thing because I feel like it all comes full circle with this deal. So don't be surprised if within the next week or so there's a lot more releases. So that the third quarter earnings look like they've made more than what they really have. But then there's the other side of this coin. And I always go to my movies and my music. When CD prices started going up, what did people do? They'd buy it, rip it on their computer, upload it to Napster, upload it to LimeWire. Streaming became a thing. Illegal downloads became a thing.
Yeah, BearShare got a $2 billion lawsuit because of it. Continue.
People would buy a CD, take it home, rip it to their computer, pop in a blank disc, and burn it for their friends. And burn 5, 10, 20 copies of a CD. One person spent 15 or 20 bucks. 20 other people got it for free because it got so expensive. So they have to be careful, because what they're going to end up doing is leading to piracy of the product. Now, I know there's limits on how many people can share passwords and watch at the same time right now, but there's Discord, there's bootleg screens. More people are going to turn to these things than ever before. Not to put on blast, but groups like the Wrestle Collective will put the pay-per-view on in the Discord, and 20, 50 Wrestle Collective people will watch the pay-per-view. Only one person's got to pay for the monthly subscription. That's what they're gonna end up going more towards here as this goes up. But WWE and Disney, because that's what this ties into more than anything. That's why the graphic had Mickey, Goofy, and Donald as wrestlers, because Disney owns ESPN, y'all. For those of y'all that don't know, Disney owns ESPN. So Disney now owns the WWE streaming rights. Let that soak in for a minute. Disney owns the rights to WWE's PLE.
God help us.
So if y'all thought that sponsorships and promotions and Slim Jim Prime, Riyadh season, all that stuff was crazy,
And it is.
just wait until you see Mickey Mouse front and center in the middle of the ring where the WWE logo used to be, and it's a big old silhouette of Mickey's head.
Yep.
With the letters ESPN across it.
The freaking turnbuckles are going to be his ears now.
We had the Muppets as guest hosts. Don't be surprised if somebody dressed in a Mickey costume comes out at WrestleMania 42.
Yep.
Noah would be beside himself. But these are things that we really could end up seeing down the road, y'all. Donald Duck is the perfect heel with his PTSD attitude issues. And he's got Huey, Dewey, and Louie, so he's already got a built-in bloodline stable.
Help me. Oh, help me.
Throw in his Uncle Scrooge, and you got Donald Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie versus Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, War Games right there, y'all. Somebody who's a CAW needs to put this together because I want to see it now. James, you've been tasked. But first you've got to finish your Uncle's Doc and then do the highlights of Shenanigans.
Yeah, I was about to say, let me do one thing at a time here. I'm far behind on shit.
But
clearly.
But this really shouldn't surprise anyone. Whether you like it, you don't like it, whether it's good for the fans, bad for the fans, it shouldn't surprise anybody. And WWE just needs to keep their eyes peeled, because don't be surprised if you don't get the subs that you think you're going to get because a group of friends all decide to go in on one and decide they can stream it through their Discord each week.
Yep. That's what will happen.
Period.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
All right. Walter, I believe James, you got something real quick?
I have something to add to his point, and it's more of a question. And is it good for business, really? Because here's the fucking problem, right? And this is what chaps my ass about it. And this is typical WWE with this shit. And quite honestly, it's typical wrestling industry with this shit. Okay?
Before James says a word, Arlene is spot on in that comment.
Damn right. This is what we're becoming, folks. If you don't have internet or a streaming service, you ain't getting jack shit.
Yeah. No, I hear that, but that's not just because of fucking cable. Because I guarantee you the prices would have jacked up any goddamn way with cable being involved or not. I don't think that's a fucking factor, personally. Because they would have found a way to jack up the prices on fucking cable if cable was still fucking relevant. All right? So that's the reality. They were going to do this no matter what. It just, the platforms changed. Okay? My issue is, why is that going to be this is good business practice? It's not. Because what you're doing is you're pricing out the middle folk who could spend more and could broaden your horizons and broaden your audience and get people that would pay more. If you actually gave us products to entice the fans to watch each week, and I don't know, quell the shit on social media with the fucking tribalism, that's to both y'all, by the way, then we would not be in this fucking situation where they're pricing the common folk out in exchange for the fucking hardcore, which that's going to dwindle more and more and more as time goes on, as they keep these prices jacked up. It's great in the short term. I'll give you that. It's great for the fucking short term. Long term, it ain't going to fucking do them any good.
Well, at the end of the day,
and it hasn't, by the way, because look at this last deal. It hasn't fucking done them good. It did them good for a little bit, and then they priced fans out, and then all of a sudden they're not selling out arenas now. But before that, they weren't getting many people to join up on their freaking subscription services. This is what's going to happen. What JJ said is absolutely accurate. It's not a matter of if they start streaming to their friends so that way they could actually see the event. It's a matter of when. You morons. It's not good business practice. Because you're not including the families that could broaden your audience, that could get people to spend more on the product if they're interested in it organically. So, sorry, this is a shitty fucking move. Business-wise, morality-wise, any way you want to look at this is a fucking boneheaded decision.
Well, regardless, finances, family, choices, and people spending. Walter, let's go ahead and hear from you now, because you've been very quiet. You've also heard everybody. And again, you've also took on a very big venture yourself, far more valuable than investing in WWE. Again, congratulations on the move. So what do you guys say regarding this deal, and how do you think it affects you as a fan? And if I look at things correctly, you have a very unique screenshot to share.
Yeah. So I think they're literally price gouging their fan base. They're gonna outprice, and pretty soon the audience you're gonna see, there's not a bunch of happy family and kids. It's gonna be the suit and tie and celebrities. It's gonna only be the 1% people. You're gonna see a bunch of rich people in the audience, suits and ties, no people buying merchandise.
Yep.
That'll just look good in the audience. The common man is not gonna be able to come to your shows. So WWE, I live about half hour from Sacramento. They're coming in October.
Mm-hmm.
If you can share my screen, Noah, I just want to show people I'm not exaggerating. Can you zoom it in? That's the price of literally one ticket.
Yeah, let him finish.
That's the price. If I can zoom it. Is it zooming now?
Yes,
a little bit.
That's literally the price of one ticket if you want to go anywhere near the ring.
Dude, that's insane.
For those that can't see it, that's $1,184.70. Not for SummerSlam, not for a WrestleMania, not for a Money in the Bank. This is a random ass October 20th Monday Night Raw. 4:30 p.m.
And that's
Look at
before Ticketmaster's convenience charges and fees.
Yeah, they charge you for everything. And I've been a member of Ticketmaster, so that's a discounted price because of how long I've been with them.
That's a discounted price?
Yes. Now, if I
out.
change it,
and finish.
Yeah, zoom out on that thing real quick, Walter, because I noticed something. There's a lot of fucking blue.
Yeah, it's a lot of empty tickets. Now, if I reset, let's go near the ring. Not even near the ring, but right here on the banister. If I change that, take out this shit.
This is insane.
Hold on. Let me reset.
Take your time, man. Take your time.
Yeah. Take your time, because I'm curious.
Look at this. This isn't the floor, guys. This is up here.
Yeah.
Look at the price. $771.70.
Are you taking?
You're nowhere near the ring. You're nowhere near the ring. You're literally right here where the mouse is. This isn't the floor.
Nah, man. Nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
Now, this you're gonna be behind the screen, nosebleed. I can see some pink. Let me see how much this is. Got $192.35 to damn near touch the ceiling. Look where you're at.
I mean, honestly, those are the best seats too, by the way, and those are even ridiculously expensive. $200 for a fucking nosebleed.
You get a little further down.
Nah, man.
$254.05.
Fuck off.
Row L, section 112. Let alone, this is where the cameras are. Go anywhere near a camera. Look at the difference of the prices now.
Oh yeah, I know.
$771 just because you're going to be seen on TV.
Yep.
Nosebleed of near a camera.
That-
Almost $300 for a nosebleed just because you'll be seen on TV.
I hate giving this motherfucker any goddamn credit for anything, because if y'all know my stance on the shitty things that Vince McMahon has done, you know why I can't stand the man, but I have to give him this. He never pulled this shit when it came to families and the common folk. Not once.
Their
It was
target
never
audience.
this bad. Never.
Their target audience, and the reason they went PG is, why did they say? For family. They're literally pricing families out. I have 5 people in my family.
Bro, it's not even
any
going
of
to
this. My wife and 3 kids. Let's say they want to go. They're not wrestling fans. They wouldn't go. Maybe me and 1 kid would go.
Yeah.
But you times that times 5, I'm spending damn near $10,000 if I wanted to go to this Raw. For
It is more expensive to go to an episode of Monday Night Raw than it is for a family to go to Disneyland. Think about that.
That's fucked.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
Because a one-day park hopper peak season is about what it was for a nosebleed seat.
Well,
this is
so for a family of 4, you're getting in for under $1,000 to Disneyland. That's still expensive, but when you look at the average prices that Walter just showed for an episode of Raw, he just said a family of 5 would be $10,000.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
On top, let's say you go a go home show. You might as well say that's double that, because it's right before PLE. Then you got to pay the $29.99, whatever the ESPN is, on top of the PLE. Go try to go live to a PLE. They're literally pricing the middleman out. It's going to be a suit and tie businessman looking like presidential candidates out in the audience pretty soon. Give it 2-3 years, the common man won't be there. You won't see a bunch of wrestling shirts. It's going to be business suits. I'm telling you.
Walter, to your point,
yeah.
To your point, I live in one of the cheapest markets in the entire country, and WWE is coming here next month for SmackDown. Looking at the Huntington Center, which is just a hockey arena, there are the low price seats at $80, but again, that's like top level nosebleed 200 section. The second tier that is just above the floor, there are tickets left that are single wise, only to be on camera for $300.
The
crazy,
man. Nah, I'm sorry.
That's Ohio,
bro.
Yeah,
folks. If you do not find this to be a fucking problem, I don't know what to tell you. Like, thank God AEW at least doesn't do this shit when it comes to their live shows for people.
Oh no, AEW, TNA, they give you budget-friendly, affordable, quality entertainment. I've said it before. I've had more fun at AEW live experiences and TNA live experience than I ever had at WWE event. I go back to Friday Night Dynamite, which you all covered. You want to know how much that ticket was? Now it's far off, just on the edge of your screen during those segments. That ticket only cost me $150.
Yeah. So,
okay, but for how long though? Because that TNA is in partnership with WWE.
Yeah.
And listening to what y'all have said on other episodes when I've been absent, an acquisition is incoming.
It feels
so
like
how
it.
long will TNA be that affordable?
Nope.
And if WWE and TNA prices go up, how long will AEW keep their price that far down? Yeah, they're doing it now, but if Shad Khan is like, we could be making a butt ton more money, Tony, if you jack up the rate, eventually Tony's going to crumble to Daddy, because at the end of the day, it's really Daddy's company. Tony just runs it.
Yep.
So for how long will AEW and TNA be able to be a alternative price point like they are right now.
Yeah.
Well, come and see it. I know I went to Boston, whatever it was, when Monet debuted. I literally bought the tickets 2 days before. I spent $150 to be on the floor, to the point where they moved me only 3 rows back from the ring, just to make it look more full. They moved me. I only paid about $150 for that ticket.
Look at what Datilla said here. Bound for Glory is $800 now for first row, no perks.
Yeah.
And they used to be $500 with perks.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, because it's a problem industry wide, because if the industry leader is now setting this standard, this is going to trickle down to, you know, the rest of the fucking industry. And it's really going to be, as Walter said, it's going to be like suit and tie people. And I'm going to be real. Some people give a shit. Not everybody does in the celebrity area. They're going to go there just because that's the 1% thing to do. That's what they're turning this into. This ain't for PG. This isn't going to be for TV 14. This is just going to be for the 1%. And I don't understand how you could price out so many people. You are pricing out like a large majority of not only the US, but the world if this goes into effect and it keeps going like this. You're pricing
out future WWE superstars, people who want to be wrestlers. Who, you know, how many times has that person said, "I saw this when I was in person, and it made me want to be a wrestler"? Mick Foley said, "I saw that dive at Jimmy Snuka." Now, how many people can't afford to go see it? And now you're going to price out somebody that could have been your future champion 20 years from now, 30 years from now. You're literally pricing out people.
They'll replace those people with celebrities because that's all they want to be known for now.
Well, if that don't work, if that don't work, they'll just invest in Elon Musk to build holograms. But I do understand what you're saying, because the future of paying into the business is going to become scrutinous, if not impossible, for more than even one person. Let alone one person that doesn't have a freaking 5-digit salary a year, barely 6-digit salary a year round. It's crazy to think how much, even during the days before, like when they were like, "Oh, here's a special deal for you because we're desperate to fill in seats." It's still going to be ridiculous. Now, truth be told, the cheaper seats here in Ohio, looking at it further, okay, $80. That might be a little bit more justified, but it's still, I'm not sure how I feel overall putting this much money into a one-night live experience for a few hours. Before I let anybody else speak, teleporting in from the morphing grid, it's the mighty Morphin, other half of Nola, my TNA friend.
Can you guys hear me? I can't hear you guys. I'm on my cell phone.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear us?
There we go.
Ow. No, hold on. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay.
Can you hear
Sorry.
us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Sorry.
All right, so we got 2 avatars. All right, good.
Real quick,
deal.
I
Go ahead.
was gonna say, the people it really is gonna hurt is the people like us who have to stream and give content, do things.
Yeah,
pretty much we're gonna have to find alternative ways to do it. You know.
You know,
we
like
made a joke that we have to
hello,
slow
can you
down
see me?
because of how much wrestling was around before.
I think
We might
I
literally
can
have
get
to
on my
slow down
computer.
just because of the prices.
Can you see me?
Yeah, all right.
Hold on.
Datilla can't hear us. That's what's happening.
Yeah. I think bottom line, I get what Walter is saying right there. And of course, Datilla did go to a rebellion. And Datilla, if you can hear us, I think you're either on delay or you can't hear us. So you might want to figure that out in the background. So let's go ahead and just try and keep this thing.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay.
Let's try.
Hello? Hello?
Hi. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. It's because I connected directly to the messenger. So it's like, I guess it was messing up.
No, that's
But-
fair. Anyway,
Yeah.
well, hold on. Let's make sure Walter was finished speaking. So bottom line, Walter, I hope this doesn't affect you and your family when it comes to the passion of you as a wrestling fan. But is there anything further that you want to add before I give it to Datilla?
It might. I'd say this. I've never been tribalistic. You guys know me, but I'm about to be a way more big AEW fan than WWE for a little bit. Like, I'm seriously.
Yeah, fucking A. Again, and even they're expensive right now when it comes to the pay-per-view price point. I think that's just more the platform and more Amazon's fault. But, like, still, You know, they're way cheaper. They're the cheapest option for mainstream wrestling right now, even over TNA.
And you get a $10 credit with every pay-per-view purchase that you could use towards the next pay-per-view. I just purchased Forbidden Door for only $40.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, fuck, man. Like, I'm just saying, it's not good, man. It's not good. This should worry you if you're a wrestling fan. Dead ass.
All right. Well, before I give it to Nick, let's try Attila one more time. See if she comes to
Sorry.
the line. Attila,
Sorry.
you
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
It's because I'm on my cell phone. That's not on my computer.
Fair enough. Again, PC and Hardland's the way to go. But now that we finally got your lovely voice, and you're talking about what you spent for your Rebellion experience, and talking about alternative means, StubHub and freaking SeatGeek, they're going to be freaking using this all the way to the bank. Let me tell you something right now. That being said,
sorry.
Go ahead, Attila. Go ahead. What do you want to say regarding this deal, and also how it affects you as a fan, what you might spend in WWE particularly?
Well, I try not to get my tickets through Ticketmaster. I always go through third-party apps for that specific reason. And I try to get everything on a payment plan. And I was saying, Survivor Series tickets weren't even that expensive. For my tickets, I paid $580 and I got Premier Club seating. So I guess it depends on the venue and the city.
That is very much a huge factor because you got to consider tourism committee, and you also got to consider the price of the venue itself. I'm pretty sure Intuit knows probably the most expensive venue in California, not named the Crypto Arena. Continue.
But for Rebellion, the front row was $650 for one ticket, but I got my tickets through StubHub. That's how I was able to get 2 tickets for $600 for me and Jeff, and we got all these perks. But now I'm hearing from people that are going to Bound for Glory, front row is $800 now, and you don't even get any perks. And I got a pizza party, I got a photo with all the champions, I got a chair, I got a towel. So it's what's the point of paying $800 if you're not gonna get anything besides a chair?
The front row exposure, I guess.
You know?
Embracing the experience, shake hands with Joe Hendry, I guess. Again, does the end justify the means? To your point, that's really the question we all got to be asking ourselves. And to what depths will people go to keep up with this product that they're so dedicated to watching or try to make content off of? Will you use VPN? Will you use pirating and risk of Trojan virus in your PC? It's one of those things that we truly don't know how far this affects what people are willing to do to keep up with watching wrestling. And you already know what I watch. I mean, Walter, you have, I believe, the annual subscription to TNA, right? So you get all 4 pay-per-views and TNA every week, correct? And how much does that cost you a year?
I forgot now. 200 something?
There you go. It is one of those things that we're really going to have to consider. What we spend, is it justified in what we get out of it? And if you're going there, will you be satisfied after a night of live in-experience content? Especially when it comes to WWE. Are they worth that bang for your buck? And again, payment methods are there, but you got to qualify. You got to keep up with them. And if you don't keep up with them, you can't use them again. So at the end of the day, you're also looking at a longer-term deal for one-night experience. Again, is that worth it? I don't know. It's just something to think about.
Not with the quality of shows they've been putting out lately. This SmackDown and this Raw were abysmal.
No, it was awful.
Fair enough. I see JJ has his hand, and we finally got the man on screen. Good to see him as always. JJ, what else do you want to say for the moment before I give it to Nick? You're muted.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My thing accidentally unplugged, and I had to plug it back in. That's why I refreshed. I didn't want to sound robotic or anything.
Fair enough, brother.
So I was going to say, this is where a VPN comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that was touched on while I was moving over. And then the other thing to consider is that traditionally, when you sign up to a platform brand new, they give you some kind of introductory offer.
Correct.
So while $30 may be the standard monthly for the ESPN package, if it's your first time signing up, you may get 6 months or whatever for $14.99 a month, which may make it a little bit more affordable.
Mm-hmm. And as you would always say, that's fair. I mean, look how many deals the freaking TNA does when it comes to pay-per-view about to happen. Looks like Attila must have powered down. Give
How
her
many times did the WWE Network say for free for at least 2 months if you sign up? They kept doing that over and over again. So I just missed the WWE Network, to be honest.
Look, we all miss the WWE Network. The WWE Network was one of the greatest things to ever happen for us as wrestling fans because you really dictate what you watch, where, and when. And it wasn't the whole damn show with a bunch of over-tie sponsoring bullshit. Anyway, Nick has been extremely quiet. And while he may not be necessarily affected by this because he's Canadian, like our Canadian friend Ash, you still got to consider if you're coming to the States, bro, for a WWE experience, is it going to be worth it? So what do you want to add regarding this big-time business deal by WWE?
James, did you have something to say? Because you had your hand up.
The only thing I wanted to really say was this should worry you. If you're, no matter where you are in the world, this is going to be the standard. That's all I had to say. So.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay. I think you guys touched on pretty much everything. If you're in the States, y'all boys better, and ladies, y'all better get NordVPN now, because that shit gonna go. That's going skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you guys have said, me and Ash, we don't have to worry about that, because we're unaffected by this.
For
now. I mean, listen, for us, we get it on Netflix, right? So, I mean, the only thing we have to worry about is our Netflix subscriptions going higher, right?
Yeah.
But even then, for me, I don't know about Ash. But for the Netflix tier, I'm on the basic one. I ain't paying extra for no ads. You can miss me with that shit.
$25 or $21 for Netflix. In my defense, I am going to say this. I live with my mom, who's a huge WWE fan. I bought it for her.
There you go.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, we, us here, it's more digestible for us up here. You guys already touched on it. I mean, if you guys are going to spend that much money, you better get a product that's worth it. From what I heard, Raw was eh. SmackDown was eh.
Raw was ass. SmackDown was ass.
Can I be real with you guys? I haven't been. It's been so long since I last watched a Raw or SmackDown. I think the last time I watched Raw and SmackDown was the night. I think it was like the night after Mania. I think it was, because it's been so long since I can't remember the last time I watched Raw and SmackDown.
Justifiable, but again, only have so much time. I get that. That's why I say follow the ways to Superman. Highlights, less than 10 minutes. It saved you a lot of damn time and headaches.
And that's what they started putting out that short form content, right? Watch Raw in 15 minutes. They put it on YouTube. I'm gonna look at this a different way. Where's WWE now? They're on Netflix. They're on Disney Plus. They're ESPN. They're everywhere. And that starts to really affect where AEW goes. Because really, there's so much exclusivity when you have a WWE product on your station or streaming service. So it's going to start becoming tougher for AEW to put out their content. Yeah, the money that you guys are going to be spending for WWE stuff, if you, in pretty much lamest terms that I can say, if you're not willing to pay that money, don't pay it. It's really that simple and really that easy. If you're not if you're not willing to spend that money, don't spend it. It's not worth it. You're gonna put yourself in debt over what, wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
What'd you say, honey?
Sad to say, some people honestly might be willing to do that because it honestly might be their only outlook on life, or they're just crazy enough. So I
See?
get what you're saying.
See, my wife said that was the most sexiest thing I ever said ever. Like, it's true though. It's like, yo, if you're not, and that's not me with her bathing suit on too, mind you on that.
True.
If you are not, JJ's shaking his head like, what the hell did I get ourselves into?
All the usual, JJ. All the usual. You're welcome, brother.
You guys are lucky. I'm waiting. Whoever, I've already said it. Whoever gives a super chat or whatnot, they have the right to tell me next week what I'm gonna wear. But that's besides the point.
Jesus.
At the end of the day, yeah. You guys are gonna be paying a lot of money for WWE. You ain't gonna see me at those shows. No, sir.
Anyway.
And I just wanna put this in perspective too. All Out here in Toronto, the cheapest seat is $52 Canadian, and that's upper bowl.
So what does that translate to? About $17,
give or take.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Wow.
I love how Ash laughs because she knows that I'm just clowning the Canadian dollar.
Well, I mean, we always say
It's not that bad. It's what, like $30, really?
It's somewhere around there, but I mean, I think, and if I'm Tony, and listen, I'm still trying to learn business, so I in my head, it's give everything for free.
No, that's when you literally put something in the bankrupt.
But if I'm Tony, I'm capitalizing on the fact of, come to our product. We're family. We're maybe not be family oriented, but we're for the family. They can really. Tony has a chance to.
Pausing you there for a moment because this family keeps growing tonight.
We're family financially friendly.
Well, I would say we're definitely that now forever. And one person that definitely could justify that works at the most magical place on the planet. That motherfucking beach in the Shenanigans.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jeff. How are you doing?
I completely forgot about what day it was because I canceled all my plans for tonight, and I saw the group chat and went, "Oh, that's right, it's Saturday."
Well, yeah, Sunday on the East Coast. So welcome to the conversation. We're talking about business, not 403Bs either. Nick was just talking about how we're affected, of course, by the huge deal that, of course, WWE struck with ESPN. So if, Nick, you're done, I'll let you finish your thoughts, though, but then I figure that we'll go, that graphic is horrifying. It's going to haunt my night.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's
I had
just,
to get Jeff to pop for the Disney characters as wrestlers.
Of course you did, but this is more justified, damn it. Anyway, $50 will give you a month and a half of wrestling content. Jeff, Nick, were you done, by the way? I'm sorry, bro. Were you done?
I just wanted to say, it's the way of the world nowadays. Prices are going up, dude. A carton of milk. Hold on, honey. How much is a carton of milk?
Oh, Jesus.
A carton of milk in Canada is like $5 almost.
How much are eggs this week?
Depending on how many liters, though, because here in Winnipeg, a 4 liter is like what, like $6, $8?
Oh, that's right, the metric system. Like liters, fuck gallons. What we use.
Everything in the world is going up in price.
Well, yeah, yeah.
But you have to give, as much as you don't want to, you got to give Nick Khan some credit because he is a shrewd businessman. He has been making these deals I don't think anybody else could make, whether we like it or not. And then I agree with you guys and I've seen it since Raw on Netflix, day one. They want the celebs. How many celebrities every Raw do you get You legit get a 30, 45 second, even a minute section of the show, panning out to the crowd, showing Macaulay Culkin, showing this rapper, showing this actor. Sorry?
And the fact that could be used to actually give somebody a minute of actual TV time stuck in catering. What? Anyway. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
So
fair enough.
yeah,
Okay.
you guys hopefully again, I think this is and to Emmanuel's point of saying I disagree, can AEW really be family friendly with the Texas Death Match? It's gonna sound really mean, but if you don't want your kid watching the Texas Death Match, then don't watch. Like, I'm sorry to say, right? Like, you're afforded that luxury. If you don't want to watch it, you don't watch it. They can be family friendly. They're not doing.
Nick, don't sugarcoat it. If you want family friendly programming, be a better parent. Watch what your kids are watching. If that shit comes on, have them go out of the room. If they throw a temper tantrum for it, ground them. Be a fucking parent, not a fucking pussy. Go ahead.
You're right.
Oh, that's accurate, actually, because Lord knows this generation lacks discipline. So thank you, Jeff.
Or you teach your kid. You know, it's a teaching moment. Like, at what point? Yeah, it's true though.
It's a teachable moment.
Exactly.
Shut
up. Teachable moment. Kids, don't be like John Moxley. You don't need skewers in your head. It's okay. Don't be. Like
I remember the days.
You don't need to drink blood,
dude. I remember the days where my parents. Listen, at some point you have to. At some point, we all find out Santa Claus ain't real. Sorry, kids.
Excuse me.
Okay, wait.
As an ambassador, I have to argue with you, sir.
I was gonna say you're opening the wrong can of worms in this room with that.
Listen,
Nick.
I'm saying Nick, but you understand. You understand what I'm trying to get at. At some point in life,
at some point, we know touching the stove will burn our hands. That's a better example.
You know, at some point, Nick's gonna come on here with another bathing suit top. It's just life. It happens. It's just, yeah, exactly. My wife just whistled from the other side of the room. Yeah, it.
PayPal me, guys. Still do it.
Oh, if you PayPal or Super Chat, you get your pick. But yeah, all you guys said it was right. There you go. Go ahead.
VPN right there, guys. Go ahead and try it.
Yeah.
$15, half for ESPN. Go get some international content in your life, like I do with ITV.
How much would that be Canadian?
Well, there you go. Thank you, Ash. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and hear from the African Connection before we conclude with Mr. Bizman himself, Jeff Meacham. Ash, again, you just talked about how thinking about a shared environment. Maybe families share in this content to try, actually find this stuff feasible to purchase to watch from their comforts of their home. Because I'm sure ESPN has tier deals as well when it comes to how many devices you can watch and what quality, blah, 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 like most services goes. But with you up there in Canada, of course, you all have Netflix International, and right now your prices are far less versus the American market when it comes to what we have to put in to watch a freaking show just a month. But what do you think about this as far as how it affects the WWE fan base, you think?
This is very concerning. It sucks that I won't be able to afford to watch the show live anymore. Because with the price gouging and stuff like that, I'm conflicted because sure, even though I haven't been watching the weekly shows, and I'll be real with you, I haven't been keeping up with on the AEW side of things too. I just haven't been keeping up with pro wrestling in general. So this is not a tribalistic thing. This is just young girl can't find time for wrestling, sadly.
Your young girl got priorities over passions, if you will. Ways of the simple man.
You make money, you make paper.
I'm right there with that. Life has been lifing lately.
Damn right.
I've barely been able to watch Raw. I don't remember the last time I've watched NXT, and it's my freaking NXT.
Right?
I think I've seen more Dynamite lately than I have WWE, and we all know I'm a WWE guy over AEW.
You stop working Tuesdays, JJ?
It's not about stopped working Tuesdays, Datilla. It's the fact that where I live is not a very conducive place for a wrestling environment. That's why I'm at work right now. I got off and I'm here.
There you
Sorry,
go.
I just want to say two things before Ash goes. People are, regardless of what we're all saying here today, people are still gonna pay money to go see the shows. They're still selling out Monday Night Raws. They're still selling out Friday Night SmackDown. So realistically, they're still making their money. To Emmanuel's comment about if someone who brings a 5-year-old, listen, if you're bringing a 5-year-old to a wrestling event, something wrong up here.
You know what? Going back, maybe my mom and dad were right when they didn't bring me to that. The only pay-per-view we had here in Winnipeg.
Oh, gee, I wonder what that was actually had on a card. I wonder.
Yeah.
Sorry, Emmanuel, and I'm not saying you're local or crazy. It's just if you're any parent and you're bringing your 5-year-old kid to a wrestling event, that's a bit much.
You're right. I was 8 years old when I first saw my first wrestling show. So, actually, come to think of it, that would make my brother 5.
Look, if they can get a kid a smartphone as soon as they come out of the womb, nothing's off limits what a parent will do to their kid, right or wrong. But continue, Ash.
Yeah, it's just like it's such a man. I lost my train of thought, but yeah, it sucks. Where no one's going to be watching live, and here's the predicament I'm in. Because sure, I don't like what they're doing financially and business wise, but I still want to support my favorite wrestlers by watching the shows whenever I get around to doing so. Like, I don't want to feel like morally icky for watching Raw, SmackDown, and NXT and the pay-per-views, because at the end of the day, I still love my favorite wrestlers. I still want to watch them do what they do best, and that's entertain me as a pro wrestling fan.
Yep. That's the conundrum for a lot of people. And eventually something's gonna give, and it's not fair to the fucking wrestlers who are the reason why you even have a fucking company in the first place making these $1 million deals.
I mean,
just thought I'd point that out.
No, that's fair. I mean, to James's point at emergence, Steve Madden's going to defend the TNA International Championship against Jake something. In a no disqualification, no countouts match.
If it was such the big and best business deal, then why every time you make one of these deals do you have to release dozens of wrestlers to afford it?
To JJ's point.
Try to lower the cost. To JJ's point. If it was really some non-red stuff, you wouldn't release so many wrestlers when you made these deals.
It's almost like that it's great for the short term and not for the fucking long term.
It's that right, women's tag team division. Oh, wait, what division?
Wait, what division? What are we talking about here? TNA?
Wait, what?
Trying to build
They're not friends.
AEW, they got titles. They just got to get some wrestlers off the injured list. That's a whole different conversation. All right. Well, again, we are all in the conundrum, even right now, wondering what our future is going to be as an outlook of fans that watch and consume the product, not just as content creators, because Lord knows content creators are going to go the extra mile or even be paid internally by the company, some people, of course, to keep up following the products, watching them and going to them, etc., etc. They're called plants. It's as obvious as day. Just saying. As for all we know, they're robots or AI, unless you're Denise Salcedo. She's probably the only one genuine. But it's one of those things, though, that I do think there's going to be a lot more critical thinking involved in everybody's outlook as a wrestling fan in what you consume. Not just WWE, not just Canadian, not just American, but globally, especially when it comes to Jason's point of scrutiny, where only one subscription can watch said product premiumly, depending on the event that you buy, versus when products used to be shared or have shared plans. Again, I still miss TNA when they used to be on YouTube, but that's a whole different conversation. All right.
I missed that too.
Yeah, that's no love for life. That being said, hi, Jeff. Welcome to the conversation. Congratulations on the biggest acquisition for your, your conglomerate overlord. What do you guys say regarding WWE now with ESPN?
Jeff.
Thank you, Nick. This is not done out of science, guys. Let Jeff speak.
Oh yeah, and by the way, who gave Joe Hendry the Bill Nye opening?
Jeff, you freaking had to go there, didn't you, with the Joe Hendry thing? Anyway, all right, go ahead, Jeff.
Say his name and he appeared.
As always.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. I put a comment on Greg Cherry's tweet about that. Actually, I actually did like the whole course of the life science guy thing. I got to look at it. Anyway, a couple things. I haven't been on a stream in a few days, so let me just get this all out there, and then I'll talk about Espen here. First of all, to everybody that replied on my post about the wrestling podcasting, not Rushmore, thank you all so very much for allowing me to weed out the true people, the positive people from the true purveyors of dumb fuckery. You guys are just gents. I love you all for it. You fucking idiots. Anyway, to everybody that is still choosing to at me in any way negatively about Hogan, feel free to log off, hit the can, and go fuck yourself. Now,
damn. All right.
As far as the deal, yes, the company that I am currently employed by and a cast member of now has their paws in WWE programming and control of it, and very likely TNA if you believe all the rumor and innuendo and all that good shit. Excuse me, still coughing. Sorry.
Okay.
Like I replied to, I think somebody added myself, Aaron, Virtue, either yesterday or today. Everything that is consumed by me on a professional wrestling platform or front, I already have the subscriptions to, or I have the cable service here at home, so it's not really going to bother me. The beautiful part is, as you said, ESPN is a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. We own 80% of it. It's a beautiful thing, and I already have ESPN Plus through our bundle with Disney Plus and Hulu, which I'm hearing is going away. Believe that if you want. I don't know. Hulu goes. So I have access to ESPN Plus already, and most of the USC stuff is available to me now, and that's going to be the same or similar pay platform. And to your point, Noah, you and I have talked about me getting the VPN because I do miss having the access to all the classic stuff. Right now, I'm still going through my binge from childhood, trying to watch, as of now, Raw, Nitro, ECW, Hardcore TV, and the corresponding pay-per-views. Watching Raw is a pain in the ass because the Raw archive on Netflix is grossly incomplete. So a VPN for that would be nice, but I'm not overly affected by it directly. I can completely understand, however, where a lot of people are up in their shit about this. It's very much like the actual division of the Walt Disney Company I work for, and the wrestling I have in my head over it. The fact that prior to California Adventure opening 24 years ago, tickets for Disneyland were $33. Everybody in this room knows a one-day, one-park admission to any Disney park is certainly not $33 anymore.
Right.
And even adjusting for inflation, we are charging people far too much more than what we should be. I'm a cast member. I admit that. And I've also stated if I wasn't a cast member, I would very likely no longer be attending because it is so expensive. As you said, Nick, as they say on one of our programs, The Mandalorian, this is the way. It is the way of things. Everything costs more. Like I said, when you're talking about milk, how much are eggs this week? How much of the eggs, Mr. President Trump? How much of the eggs? I need to know. I need to know right now. I need the greatest eggs ever.
Dick.
Anyway, sorry. We're not political. I know. It is the way of the world that, for the most part, we live in a capitalist world. There are regions of the world that are still stuck in the 1950s. Good on you, communists. But to pretty much everybody else's point, and I said this on my shows and our shows for years. As far as I know, there is nobody forcing anybody to sit down in front of a TV with or without remote control and prying their eyes open to watch this stuff. If you're going to bitch about having to spend more money, but you're still going to watch and you're going to pay the money, then you're hate posting or you're shit posting. You're hate tweeting.
Hypocrisy.
Shut the fuck up. Yes.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, exactly. I will never understand the nature of shit posting or hate watching or hate tweeting or whatever. I don't get it. And I even called one of the replies on my Mount Rushmore about podcasting. The guy starts out, oh, I like her work and her hustle, but Denise just ruins busted open. Okay, dude, go with Ron White. The next time you have a thought, let it go. Like it befuddles me that there's this much hate about something that we ultimately can choose. And for everybody, WWE is making us have to pay. It's like, no, that's what the inventor of the VPN sought to do, and they're still doing to this day. Every time I listen to a CVV podcast, I hear him give that ad for whatever VPN that supports him. Forgive me, it's been a while since I've watched CVV because I've been so damn busy. But I think it's NordVPN. That sounds right. Anyway,
correct.
It might be a lot better. But my thing is, I'm also very blessed and grateful the fact that I live in a house where I don't actually pay for the TV service. I give the landlords X amount of dollars and it covers everything. So I don't actually have to pay to watch ESPN or the CW or USA Network or NBC or the Turner Networks or AXS TV if you can find the goddamn channel number. Things like that. And again, yeah, thank you, Walter. What Culture's offering 75% off. That's wild to me. And I'm not here to, promote What Culture a lot because I know that, it's everybody has their. I personally like What Culture. I love Trek Culture, especially. That's a fucking hell of a sub-site. Love that shit. But yeah, guys, there are ways around it. But there's also going to be people that just want to shit post. And that's fine too. Just know that I have decided rather than engage, that the mute button is a beautiful thing. It really is. Anyway, the actual deal, good on Nick Khan. Like Nick said, the dude clearly knows what he's doing. He wouldn't be in the position he's in this multi-billion-dollar, ultimately conglomerate, not just a wrestling company anymore, if he didn't know his shit. A good chunk of the reason why they are a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate is that man, along with Ari and Anywell, along with, much as people are going to hate to admit it, Vince McMahon. So, moneymakers doing money-making things. That's the way the world spins.
Nice closing line there. At the end of the day, everyone's got a choice. You either spend it or you don't. You either watch it or you don't. You either consume it or you won't. At the end of the day, no one's literally putting a gun towards your head or handcuffing you ball and chain to your TV set. Go touch grass.
If they are, please tell us. We will call the authorities. We will help you.
That's an FBI case waiting to happen. The next time WWE Dark Side of the Ring, fans held hostage. Jesus. All right. Well, that being said, I tried, Jeff. And also, I don't watch that type of stuff. And plus, again, I have no notifications. Legitimately, folks, I literally share streaming services with my mother and only use one for professional wrestling. HBO Max and AEW. Peacock, we literally use for, of course, here to cover WWE events. TNA Plus, we use, of course, Walter to cover TNA outside previews that we purchase separately because, again, it's one fee per subscription. NJPW World, $9.99 a month. I solely watch that because I'm a New Japan pro wrestling fan. Hello, Ash. So it's just one of those things. You pick and choose what you want to do. And the beauty of streaming services, it's a la carte. You come and go as you wish. But is it going to affect me from watching WWE product going forward? Debatable. We'll see. Will it be worth my time? Will it be worth my almighty dollar? That's for WWE to make me believe. Because right now, they're not paying me to do anything. Everything I do is willing, whether or not it's full level of passion or it's just a level of contentment to bring others that sense of joy in this entertainment that apparently I can convey on screen. You be the judge. But either way, I just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling, and there's something in everything for me that is good, which is why I follow it, versus the negative and the internet idiocracy that Jeff pointed out so eloquently. So at the end of the day, folks, deals are what they are. It's up to you whether you say deal or no deal towards what's presented to you by not the anonymous banker in this case, but Nick Khan and WWE. All right. Well, that being said, James, you have a thought real quick before we go maybe see it, because the two had like in and out technical difficulties or start out again. What do you got to say real quick, James?
I only have one thing I want to say. I do think, while I agree, if you're going to pay for it anyway, you shouldn't. I mean, I'm one of the rare exceptions where I'm not paying for it, right? So I think I can speak on this. I really do feel that it is worrying their pricing out families, not only of their money but their time, because at the end of the day, you're then trying to find time to try and find the cheapest workaround to be able to afford these things. And I don't think people are going to have the patience to do that either. It would be easier to just cut the cord of this stuff. And I think it's not fair that you're putting people of the lower class or even the middle class in that position. And please, I think you should be worried about that more so than now, especially if you want to support your favorite wrestlers. That's just my take on it. So
all right.
I'll be reiterating that for about a month. So be wary if I sound like a goddamn what do you call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Broken record. Thank you. Broken record. Anyway.
Around the world.
Around the
world.
Not copyright. Damn it, not copyright. Now I'm gonna go listen to that song before I go to bed. Anyway, damn it. Jeff, you freaking idiot. Anyway, thank you, James. Nick, you got something to say real quick? As you're muted. Botch.
God damn it. I just wanted to say, James, I love you, buddy, and I get what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, it's a business. They that's all it is. They got it. They have shareholders to answer to, unfortunately, and they're gonna do what they can to make money. If that means Joe Blow's family's not coming to Raw, Joe Blow's family ain't coming to Raw. They don't care. They right.
I think enough. My point is, it's still worth saying. Hey, if you're concerned about it, say it. That's all I'm saying.
But I get that, and I agree with you. But I mean, where is that going to take anybody, right? If people are that concerned, and I'm not disagreeing with you. Again, we've said it on this platform many times. However people think or however people feel, they have every right to feel how they feel. It's business.
It is what it is. At the end of the day,
it's
as
business.
the almighty dollar rules the world.
Yep.
Always.
And there's, you know what? And if you do want to, sorry, James, JJ, before you go, if you do want to support your favorite wrestler, I guess you're gonna have to watch the 15-minute clips that WWE puts on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Right, because that's how they do it now.
Alternative means go a long way, and they also save you a lot of time and headaches and money, for that matter.
Thank goodness for a podcast to recap and review this shit, so I don't have to watch it, I suppose.
Including Saturday Shenanigans, which, of course, right now we literally have done for the biggest shows, including SummerSlam. So there you go. There's always a way to keep up with the wrestling business without breaking the bank.
Man, I sound super sad, but I'm just bummed out by this. I'm sorry, guys.
It's fair because again, it at the end of the day,
too.
it affects the consumer more than anything, and it's the consumer that's going to have to make the choice, not
I
the
just,
business.
yeah, I'm slowly anticipating being called a bad person for choosing to continue to watch the weekly shows or try to get into the weekly shows because I know some bitch is going to say something and I'm just going to be like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Ash,
Nobody
gonna
has
say-
any right. Nobody has any right to tell
Exactly.
you how to feel. Nobody has any right to tell you what to watch, what not to watch. If you
Preach.
want to watch a certain promotion, go
watch
ahead.
it. Yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, these people. Listen, I love you guys, and I met you all on X. So, and I am grateful for meeting every single one of you on that platform.
Same.
That shit ain't real. You can have people calling you the worst things in the world, but I guarantee you, if you went face to face with that person, they wouldn't say shit to you to your face.
Yeah, everyone is so freaking brave to actually speak their mind or be cynical when they're behind a keyboard versus when they're against somebody face to face. At the end of the day, know who you are is who you are. You are special, and we appreciate you. And no one else can take away your fandom or joy from you unless you let them. Words can only hurt you if you choose. So ignore it and don't listen. At the end of the day, be a fan that you are, that loves this business the way you do. And for those that appreciate you, keep those people in your life. To everyone else, fuck you.
I love you guys. Thank you. I'm just a motherfucking young punk who's batty for wrestling.
Man, I wouldn't want you any other way, you little dickhead. That being
Quote the
said,
theme song of one of the people that I loved in this industry who we lost way too soon. Be yourself is all you can do, Ash.
Oh, Johnny Gargano's theme song.
no, not copyright. Simple as that. All right.
I meant Ashley Bizarro, but that works too.
I know what you meant.
All right. Let's AJ speak. JJ's been waiting.
Yeah, let's
Oh, sorry.
All right, on
JJ.
copyright. JJ, go ahead, man. You're just staring off into the ether waiting to finally get your freaking 50 cents in. So go for it, bro. Jesus.
And it really is just like 50 cents. All I was going to say is it's too bad we're on John Cena's final year. It's too bad he turned babyface because this could have been a reality.
You fucking.
You can't see that. You can't see that.
And here comes Nick walking off screen.
Come back.
There he goes. There he goes.
I'm telling you right now, the only way that would be worse is if they made me be the referee, because then I would have to take a powder. Like, nope, I'm good. Can't.
I mean, shit. I mean,
Oh,
if you would referee, you're not going to know who to root for.
It's probably the only match that would give Jeff more PTSD than Cena Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, honestly, because you won't know the decision.
And on that note, folks, I'm just going to leave you with this last simple thought from a morality and a financial stability. Get that fucking graphic out of this studio. I'll never show that again. I'm just going to leave you all with this simple bit of advice. This is your money. No one else controls it. And if you choose, $50 will give you a month and a half of wrestling content from WWE starting 2026. Be willing, be unwilling. It's your own decision. At the end of the day, just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling and respect one another. And if you don't, fuck off.
Just remember how difficult it was for me and James to watch UFC on ESPN Plus. That fucking app sucked.
Yep.
Well,
I'm just saying, like, that got a bigger pop than I expected.
God. Sometimes.
So you're saying you didn't see that coming?
I quit.
I'm waiting for Emmanuel in the chat with the hate because it was Cena.
And on that note, folks, this crazy shenanigans is about to finally conclude. So when we return from this last commercial break, what?
There's a super chat from Arlene.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, fine. Arlene Dominguez with a $5. Or just give me Dominguez. You can tell me to my boiling point with these freaking yahoos, right, folks? Arlene with a $5 super chat. What do you think about The Rock being at full gear while being a member of TKO? Is The Rock being bitter?
Wait, he was at Full Gear?
Does somebody want to tell her?
Full Gear hasn't even happened yet.
So hold on. I know what she's talking about. If I may.
Please, I'm lost.
Yeah, I'm lost.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Evaluate.
Yeah,
So-
please enlighten me.
Full Gear this year is being held at the Prudential Center.
Uh-huh.
The
Okay.
nickname for the Prudential Center is The Rock.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
The building.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why.
Oh, it's a joke? It's a joke.
No, it's like us here in, for example, in Toronto, the Sky Dome is the Sky Dome for some people, but for some it's the Rogers Center. It'd be the same thing.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the nickname for the Prudential Center is The Rock.
Okay.
So I think that's why they were. She's
Yeah,
asking.
I didn't
about-
know. I didn't know it was going to be a Prudential because I would have known that because we won the Stanley Cup by winning the Prudential Center partially. So there you go.
I see. Okay, so it was a funny haha, and I did not understand.
Yes.
Okay.
Note to
Well,
self.
no, I don't know if she meant it as a funny haha. She actually sounded serious in that chat. In that
Well,
super chat.
Well, the more you know, Arlene, know that the Prudential Center is nicknamed The Rock, and if you don't understand what that means, it doesn't matter what you think. That being said, insert
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because the Rock catchphrase is funny.
insert
Womp,
cricket
womp,
noise. Insert cricket noise the next time something like that comes up.
Yes, James, explain the joke. It just makes it so much more funnier.
Okay, he finally earned it from me. One last time before I finally take us to the last commercial
Uh-oh.
break. And everyone
That's
join
what I
along
do.
if you choose. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Damn it, James.
You
Fucking idiot.
idiot.
I love you, James.
Thank you.
That's your
Appreciate
spot.
it.
One
I love you
person
too.
loves him.
I love you too, Ash. Thanks.
Again, 95% idiot, 5% lovable dumbass.
James, you know what that was?
Damn.
You know what that was, James? I'll tell you what that was.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
I love that kid.
That might be even more accurate than even our statement.
That kid's
That kid is my spirit animal.
For
Oh,
real.
good Lord Almighty.
James, I think you should be president of the United States.
Fuck off. No, I'm good.
We're
I'm
going.
good.
We're
Have
going.
you
Greatest
seen
president
the
ever.
political
Greatest president of all
climate?
time. James Heber. Greatest president of
I
all
think
time.
that's why he wants you to be
I wa-
president. It can't get any
You
worse
all
than
really think that I want to be the president of the United States? I'll tell you, the political climate, it's huge, and I don't want any part of it. I'll tell you that
Huge.
right now. No thanks.
That
Huge in
that's
China,
not the only.
especially. Huge in China.
That's probably not the only thing that's huge, I guess.
I am not talking about
Mm.
my phallical object. Thank you very much, Nick. I appreciate that, but no, not today.
That's okay. So is his prostate.
Yeah, that's pretty big. That's
could
pretty
be
huge.
Moving along, Noah.
Yeah.
We'll
Please
be
don't
right
get me
back
going on
for
the
this
president.
commercial
Please
break.
take
Show,
the
folks. Stay
Jesus Christ.
tuned.
Fuck's sake.
Fucking idiots.
And now for a taste of things to come.
I'm surrounded by fucking morons on a weekly basis. God damn it, Lord forgive me. But as always, as we do here at the Super Liable Studios, we truly encompass, embrace, celebrate, engage, rant, react, criticize, analyze, and spend into all the wrestling. Thank Christ almighty, this crazy train's almost over. Welcome back to the Saturday Shenanigans, folks. Noah Floss has been your host for this utter madness this evening with a gaggle of fools, clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, proverbially. Here I am stuck in the middle with all of you. I got James, a Hebert. I got Walter. I got Nick and Ash, the Canadian Connection. And, of course, the dash not always on wrestling, the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Woods, and Jeff Meacham. But that being said, we've gone for everything this evening, including super chats where jokes might as well have crickets. Let's go ahead and move into the shows and finally get the fuck out of here and go to bed for the freaking evening. First and foremost, I'm going to give a shout out to Datula. That was here earlier, so follow her when it's wrestling time.
Ding, 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 ding.
God damn
Why do we even believe it's never going to happen? Why?
Because, Jeff, I want to believe, for the love of Christ. I don't usually do this shit this long. I should be
Noah?
asleep right now. And here I am
Noah?
moderating, you fucking ass clowns.
No, you should know by now. You can only safely believe in Joe Hendry.
Or Chase University.
Never.
Believe in Chase U.
Anyway.
The Manuel Dominguez.
Ooh, I like his chat.
This is with a $2 super chat. Thoughts on Unreal? Is this a bad idea? Jeff, you were the first one to react to this. Give your $2 towards this. What do you think?
I'm very much like Paul Heyman when he was on Ariel Alani's show the other day. I am so old school that I'm having a hard time accepting that it's actually happening. But I've been covering it so long as a podcaster. It's like, oh, okay, I can fuck with this. It's very divisive. Obviously, it's polarizing as fuck all over social media. I don't mind it though because I'll be very curious for the next season and seeing the reaction backstage for when they pivoted away from John's heel turn. Because that seemed very sudden. So I like it. I like the fact that they completely broke down the evolution of the story for John. I was immersed in that. And again, I'm biased as shit. I don't care. Fuck it. I was so into that episode. And hearing it, okay, it's really like a freaking mob hit. Like how many people actually know about this? It was wonderfully fascinating to me as a fan. But there's that old school part of me that goes, I don't know if we should go. So I'm curious to see how it plays out.
Okay, that's fair. Walter, you got your hand up first. I'll let you go next. What do you think so far about Unreal? Is this a good idea to really go behind the scenes to see how the story's being developed?
I honestly haven't watched this. I don't have an opinion, but I'll say Beyond the Mat came out over 20 years ago. Why are people acting like this shit's new? They've been pulling back curtains.
This is also very accurate. James, is that what you wanted to say, or did you have something else? And then JJ, I'll go to you.
Okay, so the only thing I will say, this is to me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so all I will say is this. I have seen so much backstage shit about the industry, and I feel like it only adds to the tribalisticness and the divisiveness of the IWC, so I am so fucking over it at this point. I don't care one way or the other. I am so apathetic, but I will say this much. Why would you either A, work this to make it look like a shoot where Triple H looks dumb, or B, this is a shoot and you document Triple H being dumb? I'm sorry, but like some of the decisions that were made for Mania compared to what we ended up getting for this year's Mania, I don't know, man. Like that was, and that's why I question if it was, work, shoot, or somewhere in between. That's why I'm so apathetic. I could care less. They claim it's a new kayfabe because they're trying to work reality into the story. Good for them, I guess.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, we got you the till, and also accurate. JJ, what do you guys say regarding WWE? What's your thoughts and outlook towards it? You're muted, brother.
So I've only watched the first episode so far, but like to Walter's point, I don't get what the big deal is about this. Beyond the Mat came out 26 years ago. DVDs have behind the scenes features, making of documentaries on pretty much any DVD that you buy for a television show or a movie. And 9 times out of 10, it's the first thing people watch when they put the DVD in, because chances are they've already seen the movie or the show. That's why they bought it, because they love it. And so the first thing they do is watch the behind the scenes making of, because they want to know how the thing they loved was made. So again, what's the big deal?
Yeah, hindsight's 2020. Again, after the fact, it's like going straight to the end of a movie. Just fast forward for the whole thing, just so you see how it concluded. Whether or not how you got to the conclusion, do you actually care? And to your point, I think that's kind of the idea of what Unreal is. But yeah, the first thing I thought of, okay, Unreal on Netflix. Geez, why does it seem like a 24-hour documentary I previously saw on Peacock or WWE Network, for Pete's sake? Heck up. What's the difference? I'm just spending now on another stupid platform that gives me 3-minute long ad breaks every 15 goddamn minutes. Anyway, that's my take. Ash.
Noah, by the way, look, just for you.
That might be accurate, though.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's accurate.
Nick or Ash, anything you want to say regarding WWE? Have either of you checked it out? Have you all watched something similar recently to a degree? Or have you watched W24 at one point or Beyond the Mat? And are you just like, okay, we're reinventing the wheel. It's still round. What's the difference? It's just got a different coat of paint.
This is just good for the people who want to see the behind the scenes stuff and the backstage stuff and all the insider shit.
Yeah. How many
If that's for you, if that's for you, cool. Enjoy it. It's not for me personally.
It's all about the in-ring action, right, Ash?
It's just the next evolution of reality television. It is a reality TV show for WWE fans.
Exactly.
Or for people that like reality television that maybe have never watched WWE before, and since they have Netflix, oh, here's this new reality show. Let me watch this.
Yeah,
and then they start watching Raw.
That's the idea. That's what you hope you get to, because the idea of, oh, this person likes this reality show, it might get them to watch Raw and SmackDown, kind of like what Total Divas did for female wrestling fans.
Yep. Yeah, at the end of the day, are you watching WWE for wrestling or are you watching WWE because it's reality? Or both?
Or you're like me who watches a mix for both, because I'm weird like that.
Same, Ash. Same. James, I see you have a thought, then we'll go to Nick.
I just wanted to put this out there too, because if you think I'm hating this just specifically because it's a WWE thing, I do want to point out that AEW backstage was a thing, and how many people looked like shit after that fucking aired and had to take years. Years.
All right, Ash, you got a cough there.
Yeah, sorry. It's pulled up here in Winnipeg. I'm sorry.
EVPs, Eddie Kingston, Sammy Guevara, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker all looked like shit after that aired. Shall I continue on?
I'm surprised Adam Cole and Omega came unscathed out of that.
Yeah, shout out that. And also shout out Chris Park, who came out unscathed in the WWE backstage show. Just figured I'd throw that out there. He's the unsung hero in that whole thing. But the point is, it's like, fuck, man. Like, it's not good at all, especially when you see the behind the workings like this, and then you see whether it's a work or a shoot, they do this shit, and then it just makes them look way worse in comparison. Mm-hmm. It's having the opposite effect of, like, I'm apathetic. I don't care one way or the other, which is exactly what happened for all the guys I mentioned on AEW backstage, and it took a whole 2 fucking years for them to rehab their image. Hangman Page included in that, by the way, because he was on that show too.
Fair enough.
Almost all.
Right. Jeff, you got something to say? I saw your hand.
Well, I was just saying, almost all of them, because, oh, the Bucks are getting, played on TV now, so so fuck them still. Fuck them forever, the pair of them. Those little torts. And as far as Chris Park, dude, people were up in their shit about the way Bruce was talking to Abyss. It's like, guys, Bruce has been doing this longer than most of us have been alive. Okay? It was the first show on a new platform, and if you did watch Unreal, Regal was right there to tell Chris, it's okay, boo boo. You did good. Everybody just needs to chill the fuck out. And again, stop Bruce hating. Not everything Bruce Pritchard does is the worst fucking thing of all time.
No. This is accurate. All right.
Most of it.
You know, the percentage is there, nonetheless. Nick, is there anything you want to say before we close the conversation on that super chat? And again, thank you, Emmanuel Dominguez. Or you're just going to stay mute and be like, Pete Dunne shrug. There you
Remember,
go.
he's not a big WWE guy, so
That's also fair, but also being an AEW guy, he probably saw All Access as well, and basically James putting that into context.
I mean, it just proves the point of nothing's ever a work, or like, you know what I mean? Don't take anything they say with a grain of salt, because things can change on a dime.
Yeah.
Right? It's the new. It's like JJ said. It's just the new reality of kayfabe is a new reality of how we consume, or how they give us kayfabe. Right.
Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you, Emmanuel, for that super chat extended conversations. Arlene also backing up how Chelsea Green, of course, got to express her feelings about not being booked for War Games in Canada after inviting her own family and friends and telling them she wasn't booked. Again, WWE. It's like, yeah, about that. Again,
Us Canadians just get shafted left and right, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian Connection. The only place they're not shafted here is on the Shenanigans. Now and forever. Appreciate you, Nick and Ash. All right. Well, that being said, let's go around the horn and finally try and get the fuck out of here again before one of the Minguses make me go on another damn rant. But I do appreciate their support as always. We appreciate them. So just because they did that, go follow the Minguses if you choose for further super chatting and other conversation and nonsense as Arlene leads the NXT League. Sorry, JJ. And Emmanuel's doing pretty good in WWE beating Arlene right now. So follow the Minguses if you choose, primarily on Instagram and on the Twitter. X going to give it to you. Or you also might literally see them subtly in and out here on predicting right here on YouTube, causing me mischief every way possible and discussing their dismay for John Cena or their love for Randy Orton out of nowhere. Appreciate the Mingus as always. All right, well, let's go around the horn and get everyone else shows done. First and foremost, I saw the message and I can tell he's ready to power it down like the Tilla did. While I switched to probably has more battery life, he's ready to say game over, adios and sayonara. Walter, always a pleasure, brother. Go ahead and tell people once again why they need to subscribe. Subscribe. I'm going to make it my point on Rosetta Stone to learn how to say subscribe in several different languages going forward. Go ahead, Walter.
My Switch battery actually did die, but yeah, subscribe to me at Rage of Wrestling, and then at Instagram, Walter Cruz at 940, on X, Walter Alex Cruz, but definitely on Rage of Wrestling. You heard all the females, the lovely young ladies that told your ass to subscribe. Listen to them, or I know Tiffany and get her to come after you.
This is true. You do know Tiffany.
Get it? Got it? Bueno. Muy bien, Walter. If you got to go to bed, then buenas noches. Appreciate you. All right. Nick, always a pleasure. Appreciate you and your mischief. And again, thank you for stepping up with Walter to call and engage in the Dread Invitational. May it not scar you for the rest of your life. But at that being said, where can people further connect and find you? Note to self, producers, get the man a graphic. Burger King sign. Go ahead, Nick. You're muted. Bye.
Burger King sign. Y'all can find me on Twitter on the Spaces, but mostly you can find me on the Simply Reliable channel on the Shenanigans and doing commentary. I think we got one more tomorrow, JJ.
I don't know. Nobody ever got back to me to tell me who's calling it.
Okay. Well, we might have one tomorrow, so stay tuned. And I shall bid y'all adieu.
All right. Well, thank you very much. In Ken Omega Fashion, goodbye and good night, sir. Bang. That being said, James, always appreciate you. You know we only humor with you because, again, we always appreciate your takes, your passion, and we also admire you and protect your mentality 9 out of 10 times over with how much shit you deal with and what you're also working on. So go ahead in your best simple way, tell what the people can find you and what you've been up to.
You guys can find me on the YouTube, Instagram, and X at jhebertside95 and on Facebook, James Heber. I do really cool and dumb things on the internet. You guys can check out my Let's Play series. Hopefully, when I actually get free, I'm going to try to do the part 14 of the Let's Play series of Super Mario clips that I have been doing, because I still have yet to do a Let's Play of all the post content in the game. They actually added beta levels for you to play in that game, which I think is really cool because it's a piece of history in video game media that is lost. So dope that those guys did that. Can't wait to actually get to that. It's just, I've been so fucking swamped. It's unbelievable. Including with this. The documentary for part 3 is still in the works. Every time I think I'm going to do it, it gets pushed back another day. Out of my hands, out of my control. It is what it is. I'm just waiting on literally 2 freaking things, and then I'll be good to go. But it is in the works. I'm just waiting on those. And yeah, man, just please support the documentary. Part 2 is out right now. It's racking up in views. I'd love to get it to 1,000 views again by the end of September. Try to run that stuff up if you can. Thank you very much, folks, for supporting my uncles. And, last thing I'll say, again, support the wrestlers by buying a t-shirt, because if you have a favorite in any promotion, that's the best way you could support them. If you can't afford the freaking ticket, that's the best way to support them. Do not forget that. I was going to say that in that portion. I figured I'll just save it for the plugs because that's a good thing to end on my end. So there you go.
Positive outlook, as always, at the Jay Hebert side of things at the end of the day. Appreciate it always. Ash, again, keep your spirits strong. Like everyone else, you tell them, don't be a dickhead. You are not a dickhead. You are passionate wrestling fans, and I love your Bloody Tiger spirit, as well as your New Japan outlook on what you feel every time you see Zack Sabre Jr. wrestle in the ring. So go ahead and perk up, pal, and remember, you are appreciated here. Always surround yourself with those that care about you, and say fuck off or just ignore those that don't. Where can people connect to find you?
You can find me on X, the app formerly known as Twitter, at ShadowBadAsh. You can also find me on YouTube at Baddie for Wrestling and here on the Shenanigans. Don't be a dickhead. Subscribe.
And there we go. And again, if it works in Ash's schedule, Ash, as I said earlier, I will be covering the G1 Climax final next weekend. That I think is going to be in the middle of Sunday morning. So I welcome you to join me in that watch along if you can. And I would love to put it on your YouTube channel.
I would like that. I haven't even gotten time to start watching this.
Keep up with my timeline, because I'm going to be watching all the way to when I learn about the finals. And if I learn about one particular man being one of the 2 in the end, you will get a subtle not message from me, because I'm going to remain #spoiler free till next Sunday.
Come on.
At least
bring it. Let's do it. Evil versus Zach in the finals.
I don't know about that. Feel bad. Damn it. I don't know about that. Don't get me started. But yeah, seriously, we love you, Ash. Again, surprise, folks. Again, youngest channel here in the family. Get her numbers up. She loves all things wrestling, just like a W fam. Seriously, follow our Canadian friend, Ash. She could be your friend, too.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, that goes without saying, especially from this gentleman. Both the Tism connection. You can find us in time.
Hey, guess what? Oh, James, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm off Monday. I can join the Wrestling with Tism.
Yay! Okay, so you'll see her on Wrestling with Tism this Monday on my X, 5:30. I don't know what's going to be the topics to talk about, but we should have fun.
Return to Spaces, because I haven't been listening to any of the Spaces this week.
Hey,
That's probably why.
This week was a very, very special week in the Spaces. Noah Foster dropped into his first space this week.
Oh boy!
He didn't get a microphone. He didn't talk.
I saw.
He came into his first space.
So he was just listening in?
For a moment, I was actually home outside work, and I wondered what it's actually like and how easy it is to interact with via my computer headset. So yeah. Now, whether or not that means I start my own spaces, don't get your hopes up. And whether or not I speak in a space, highly unlikely in all likelihood, quote unquote, Aaron Rip. I keep in my simple little studio for a reason, Ash.
I know a person who would be a perfect fit for you and I to talk about New Japan. Let me tell you about my friend Advocate.
Yeah, I knew you were going to mention him. Advocate and Stampede, both of them.
Well, I mean, I am starting a new one-on-one podcast venture, so who knows? I might do a simple session with one of them and any of you, and you guys can stay tuned for the live premiere of the first episode with my buddy Mark Griffith Monday on my YouTube. Trying some different stuff, adding some more content to the channel because I got more time and trying to keep myself more out of bed because I love sleep so much. So stay tuned for the first ever episode of A Simple Session premiering on my YouTube channel this Monday. I'll talk more about that later in my plug. That being said, trying different things. And again, I would love to have everybody here as a guest on that too at one point. You'll understand what it is once you see it or watch the replay.
Take it from me. Sometimes it's best just to listen in on the spaces and not participate.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. Now you know how I feel, right, James?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I couldn't have said it better myself.
To be fair, it's not all bad in the spaces. It's not all bad in the spaces. There's some good content to be had.
Yes,
I trust you all in that. I mean, again, how did we find ourselves in and out of the spaces of X? It was somewhere on the spaces of YouTube and the internet, and the rest is history. So again, appreciate you, Ash. Always appreciate you, James.
To be honest, that's how I got part of the Simply Reliable Studios was through spaces, actually.
There you go. Networking. It goes a long way to find that proper circle of good people in this world we love called professional wrestling. Damn it. And that being said, one of the men that inspired me to even go into YouTube in the first place in 2017 to go full on into commentary fun and now moderating this madness. Two of the three wise men as Walter Cruz went to GTS. Jeff, always a pleasure to have you here as Avatar on screen and appreciate you always. And I did plug that in as well. So let's go ahead and engage where the people can find you and what you've been up to.
Well, you can find me on Instagram and Twitch at _Jeff Meacham, Facebook at Jeff Meacham, and beginning January 4th, the relaunched Jeff Meacham Network, Meach's Musings, interviews one-on-one with Jeff Meacham, the history of the NWO, the history of Disney parks, and on Fridays, we'll be doing First View Fridays, watching movies I've never seen before and giving my thoughts and not really a review because that's the Renegade shtick, baby. But just my overall thoughts. And January, the movies are going to be the Godfather saga. So there you go. Never seen those movies before. I know. At _Jeff Meacham, like I said. But yeah. So there you go. Yeah, January 4th will be Sunday. Meach's Musings. Whether it's live or member X is to be determined by the Master Mafia. I mean the Walt Disney Company. So we'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, I decided since next year's 30th anniversary of the NWO, which makes me feel old as fuck. We're just gonna break down the NWO storyline week by week. We're not gonna start on May 27th because that would give me half of a year, which is kind of useless. So
fair enough.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun, new and diversified content from good old JM. Just not the wrestling anymore.
It never hurts to widen your horizons. There's a reason why I want Mythbusters and Evan and Caitlin on YouTube. Outside wrestling, I'm a bit of a science nerd and a data analyst. So there you go.
It's so funny you mentioned Mythbusters as one of the things, because I didn't really watch that show when it was a thing. And then I got into the fan series called Star Trek Continues. The gentleman that plays Sulu in that series, Grant,
Imahara, God rest his soul.
Thank you. Who passed away. He plays Sulu on Star Trek Continues, so I got into Mythbusters by discovering Star Trek Continues. And Mythbusters, fucking bananas, dude.
Yes, I miss Jamie Hyman, Adam Savage, Shenanigans, and of course those three so much. But hey, Kerry Byron, Tori Bellagio, they have their own podcast. Check it out on YouTube, folks.
Yes, they do. They do.
I love it. And they go behind the scenes with Mythbusters and even guests from Mythbusters, including that limited to very producers and people they worked with. So it was really interesting hearing Sky's story and the person that led them to literally blowing up everything, it feels like, too. Again, I love Mythbusters.
It is crazy how much of my different facets of my world interact more regularly than I realized. It's absolutely crazy.
Right? Daggum. JJ, I don't know how and why the hell you trust me with the reins to moderate this madness. But again, I'm always happy to help out friends. So I hope that I was justified in this position for you once again and did it right. And always appreciate what you do and what you bring. Let's go ahead and talk about what the people can further connect and find you.
You can find me on Instagram, the Renegade JJ Williams. YouTube, of course, Casa D18 Studios, XROWJJ Williams, or Casa D18 Studio. The last one, Casa D18 Studio, is where I host and participate in the spaces. So yeah, just follow me on those platforms. And as far as trusting you, Noah, there's nobody in the studios that I trust more than you to hold things down in my absence.
I appreciate that. Good God Almighty, those are things I do. And again, folks, we truly encompass this family of lovers, proprietors, followers, and engagers of professional wrestling and other forms of entertainment, damn it. So if you haven't already, subscribe, follow, engage, interact, and become a friend with today. All of us here in the Super Bravo Studios. And if you are a proper human being, we would love to include you to be part of the family fun in some sort of dynamic, including, of course, Ryan, who's helped out with wrestling commentary content. And, of course, Attila, you saw earlier, follow her when it's wrestling time. She does wrestling and Power Rangers content. She reviews TNA sometimes with Burt Macklin, great friend. And, again, always appreciate her as she powered down them as well. Well, that being said, always appreciate all of you. But if you all choose to try and find me in my introverted, simple nature, find me in the Super Bravo Studios. Find me on YouTube and on X and Foster 1916 for all things wrestling. Again, shout out to W Fam. I've been taking on. Damn it, JJ! Seriously, though, that I'm a freaking meme. I'm a freaking meme. Oh, freaking damn it! Stop
all the memes. All the memes.
Shut it, Jake! Stop it! Son of a bitch!
Oh, look at all the Foster memes go. Oh my God! What the fuck? That jump scared me.
That's
really
me.
jump
That's
scared
memes
me.
of me. That's memes of me, Jeff.
Brother, the things I do for my friends. Are you all not entertained?
Too much memes.
Are you all not entertained? Damn it.
Entertained, scared, frightened, having to go pee now.
All the feelings, right? All the feelings for the man with the iron bladder that will call an AEW show freaking 7 hours long without moving. Dadgummit. Again, though, truly here, find me in Fox 1916. I deal with these people on a weekly, daily basis because I appreciate them, and we're all just friends and passionate fans of this business. But yeah, I'm starting new ventures now on YouTube. If you haven't already, go check out the first episode of Predictions Postmortem, SummerSlam. Me and Gino, of course, Papa Gino, one of the moderators and members of Didn't Know the Q. Appreciate him as always. Grazie.
That was a good show, by the way. I did watch it after the fact. Very nice
Thank
job
you.
by you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it was much more. It was much less intense than I figured it would be. I was cocked and ready to go off on freaking the decision for Rollins, but it just works, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, and again, I like bookkeeping and data analysis. So if you want more of a data-driven post-predictions analysis on what the team in Team No DQ thinks, find me and Gino doing predictions post-mortem, at least for now, following WWE Premium live events. We haven't locked it down particularly to a particular live constant time, but stay tuned. The next one will be after Clash in Paris. Of course, I also always host and moderate Silly Predicting, anything but. Sometimes with James, sometimes with both the Dominguez, sometimes with everybody here on the screen, sometimes with DJ, Rock and Rolls, and who knows who else that says it's great once in a while too. Again, stay tuned with Silly Predicting. We got a whole lot coming up with Heatwave, still going to call it NXT because that's who originally does it, damn it. NXT Heatwave, TNA Emergence, AEW Forbidden Door, and of course, WWE Clash in Paris. And there will be predictions forums for all of those shows. And of course, those are all 4 of the predictions leagues I host. So stay tuned and good luck to everybody. And as I was talking about earlier, I started a brand new hobby and a simple one-on-one on podcast endeavor, which was a free-form conversation with a friend about basically anything we wanted to talk about or came to our minds regarding all things wrestling. with my friend and fellow horseman of predictions, Mark Griffith, called A Simple Session. So stay tuned for more on that. It will be going live, I believe, 5 p.m. or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, primarily on my YouTube channel. So check that out when you can. Let me know what you think. If you want to get with me for a simple session, a simple chat, let me know. I'm lucky to have you. It's going to become a one-on-one session. Don't know if it's going to be monthly or bi-weekly. I haven't decided. Depends really on the time and what everyone else's schedule is like. And that's really all I got to say when it comes to everything I do and what I want to, of course, encourage in you. As I want to always remind you, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no betters. Just fans with opinions, but this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, think wisely and constructively financially. And at the end of the day, folks, just enjoy live and enjoy professional wrestling. It is truly as simple as that. But with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning into another revamped, obviously longer term, heavily built in discussion on all things wrestling here on the Saturday Shenanigans. Hope you all enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bells those live on demand on any of the channels in the Super Studios. Hit the subscribe button because I assure you, the passion, the content outlook, the memes, the hilarity, the humor, the questionable fashion decisions by some people is not going to last anytime soon, as well as the expenses of my dignity and moderating this absolute insanity, it feels like. But that's it for now, where, again, we're going to bid you all now a simple farewell, adieu, sayonara, and goodbye in fine fashion, British Game Show wise, which, of course, you can also watch by using a VPN like Surfshark, where I keep up with things like Beat the Chasers and Chasers and Pointless, some of my favorite game shows. So, on behalf of our Canadian friend, Ash, one half of the Canadian Connection, Ash, say goodbye.
Good night, guys. Take care of yourselves.
For the Renegade Wrestling, JJ Williams, who's always as reliable as Walter Cruz. Appreciate his outlook too. JJ, say goodbye.
Adios, amigos.
For Jeff motherfucking Meacham, which is always a prime delight to have on the Shenanigans, Avatar or live on site. Jeff, say goodbye.
Good night, everybody.
Damn it, you took my thing.
Hey, that's on you. That's on you. But I also know you're a man of 1,000 impressions. So whether he's Animal, whether he's Christopher Walken, whether he's Morgan Freeman. For the one-of-a-kind James Hebert. James, say goodbye.
Good night, and God bless America. It's huge.
I don't know whether that was Stewie Griffin or a horrible Donald Trump with an inhaler affliction. Finally.
Having some asthma attacks. Thank you very much. It's not nice to joke about that, Mr. Foster. I will not allow this.
It's the greatest asthma attack of all time.
I agree.
Oh, good Lord Almighty. As I stuff myself with going into stuff for us, I'm questioning all my decisions even more now. Anyway, for all of you in the chat, to Charles Safet Dominguez says, Nestor, to the birthday man, the moderator No DQ at times, Colin Andrew, to every single one of you, regular, casuals, or first-time yahoos that tune in for any of this or the entire thing. You all are truly insane, and we appreciate you. Goodbye as well. And for me, finally, it is goodbye, farewell, and until next time, as always, make a positive impact in life and also save your money. And again, justify what you spend into and have a good night. And thank you for tuning in once again to another edition of the Saturday Shenanigans. Have a good night, folks. We'll see you next time.
Thank you all for coming. And if you didn't, well, try again next week.
Freaking Discover operator, not named Peggy. Damn it, Jeff.